Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue Cool.
Our sports update deliverer, the Cool.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
Oh, how's everybody doing today? There are two types of people in the world. Those who had to see how it ended.
Yes.
And those who decided sleep's important. Oh, I gotta go to bed. Oh, I don't want to watch history. Oh, I don't want to watch the baseball game that'll never happen again in my lifetime. I stayed up.
When you're on the precipice of history, you have to.
How do you not stay up?
How do you not? At least, and we all have our different reasons. I mean, if you host a morning show that starts at, 6 a.m.
Well, Dustin stayed up.
I bet he did.
I'm
did.
pretty
That
sure
must have
Dustin
been
stayed up.
a rough morning because that was late. Reid, I stayed up on the couch. My problem was this, is that if I did not force myself to go watch the remainder of the game in bed,
Yeah.
I would have snacked. I would have went to the tickle trunk, a.k.a. the pantry, and found something well past midnight.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Well, once in a while.
I disciplined myself, and I did have around, when it was like, oh, this is extra innings. It was still a little bit new. I did have some trail mix to get me through. Nice ice cold glass of water. But I did. So here's the thing. As soon as I went to bed, my wife is, she is asleep. And she said, hey, who won? I'm like, it's still going on.
Yeah.
So I put my headphones in. The second I put my head on the pillow, whack. Freddie Freeman.
Game over.
Game over. That was straight away center, too. Like, that was a bomb.
Yeah,
that is
well, they were due.
They were, and he was due. The at-bat count for this game was incredible. Like, Freddie Freeman had 7 at-bats. Mookie Betts had 8.
Yeah. Well, they had 9 plate appearances, right? It was the 9th time through the order.
9th time through the order.
Because Ohtani had 4 at-bats, but he had 9 plate appearances because he walked 5 times. If I would have gone to bed, all I would have been doing was thinking about the game. So there's no way I'm going to bed in that situation. Now, if it wasn't the Blue Jays, maybe I would have had a time limit. I would have said, okay, at midnight, I'm going to go to bed or something like that, or after 16 innings. But there was no, if that one would have gone 22 innings, I was going to be there right now. Maybe I would have dozed off at some point, but I still felt pretty good. I'm a bit of a night owl, so it wasn't too challenging for me to stay up. But,
I wasn't, it wasn't either. It was just, it felt like it was just going to keep going and going and going.
Well, sadly, you didn't feel like the Blue Jays were going to score after a while.
Nobody could hit.
No.
I mean, the only guy
they took out some of their good hitters.
Well,
or had to take out.
Had to take out, I think, is the right word, because they were battling injury. It was a battle of attrition. Who could last the longest? And the Dodgers came out on top. Now, you then say, okay, what does that mean for tonight's game? That was, less than 12 hours away, or when they'd have to show up and start getting warmed up.
And all the bullpen pitchers pitched. So it was a compelling game to watch. Unfortunately, the Blue Jays weren't able to get the win. We will dissect some of the key moments from that game as we move along throughout the afternoon. Of course, it's an Oilers game day as well, as they take on the Utah Mammoth, who are excellent. They've won 7 in a row. 7:30 game tonight at Rogers Place. You can join us at 6:30 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola. Here's how we expect the Oilers to line up. McDavid with Nugent-Hopkins and Mangiapane. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Roslovic. Henrique with Frederick and Savoy. Tomashek with Howard and Philp. Nurse, Bouchard, Ekholm, Malman, Kulak, and Emerson. And Stuart Skinner, the goaltender. Stuart Skinner has not lost to this franchise. Despite the way the NHL does the record keeping, I consider this a continuation of the Arizona Coyotes franchise, even though it's officially an expansion team, and the Arizona franchise was put into hibernation, basically.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
It's like Han Solo. It got put into carbonite.
I don't know if I'll ever come to terms with that.
Except it's not being hung up in Jabba's palace, and I don't know if it's ever being warmed up by Princess Leia in disguise as a bounty hunter. Anyway, stop me before I sub-reference Return of the Jedi again, everybody.
Oh, continue.
Stuart Skinner, 3-0 against Arizona, 1-0 against Utah. So really 4-0 against this franchise. Utah boasting some guys who are having great seasons. Hayton with Keller and Schmaltz, Cooley with Paterka, and Gunther played for the Oil Kings, you know. He was on this show last year. McBain, not the McBain from The Simpsons. Wasn't that McBain? I think McBain was the
like
Schwarzenegger knockoff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mendoza! Well, remember? He yelled Mendoza. Mendoza was the drug dealer he was always up against. McBain with Krause and Carcone, Stenlund with O'Brien and Tanev. You just remembered, eh? Sergachev with Simashev. It sounds like a dance duo. Sergachev with Simashev. Schmidt with Marino, who the Oilers drafted. Cole with Olimata. And I thought his name was always said Vemelka. Vegmelka?
Yeah, I listened
I never
to his
knew you
pronunciation.
said the J like that. I
Vejmelka.
always said Vemelka. But Koob says no. Listen to him say his name, and Koob had audio of him saying his own name.
Usually you say my name. But he said his own name.
Yeah, he said his. Now, sometimes these guys, though, just anglicize their names because they're sick of it being said wrong. So they just go along with the incorrect spelling. We'll see. Remember that Ottawa guy, Stan Netzcash? And it was Neckar?
Yeah.
And it was like Netzcash or something like that. That was a while ago. Anyway, Utah's doing very, very well. They got some good young talent on the team. They can really push it offensively. They can play an exciting brand of hockey, which I certainly don't associate with the Edmonton Oilers these days. And that's the start of the Oilers' 3-game homestand tonight against the Mammoth. The Oilers' power play is excellent, 31%, fourth in the NHL. Their PK, not bad, 80.8%. That's 14th. The Mammoth power play, 22.2%. That is 14th. And their PK, 72.7%. That is 22nd. The Oilers obviously have had 3 consecutive games in which they've they've been down a couple goals in the third period. Montreal, they rallied to win in regulation time. Seattle, they come up short. Vancouver, they tie it and lose in overtime. Be nice to have the lead in the third. Well, then again, they were up 2-0 in Ottawa, and then it was 2-2 pretty quickly. So,
what do you think of this take? I went to the Best Buy with Dusty. We had a little bit of a TV issue today.
Okay.
Dusty and I went to rectify it.
Okay.
He needed some moral support / backup. And I said, what's the storyline from tonight's game? And he said, you know what? He could see it going the way that the Oilers-Habs game went, but possibly without being saved by the referees late in the game. He's fearful of that. I thought that, that might be. It might be a pretty wide open racetrack out there.
Could be.
Especially with this Mammoth team. I mean, geez, they are playing good hockey. Their top 2 lines have the same amount of points, 31 points each of those lines, at least as they are today.
Right.
But we're going to have Matt McConnell on Mammoth play-by-play. I want to ask him about that. But yeah, they're putting up points, Reid, so this could be a bit of a track meet. Do you think a track meet right now,
You know what I think.
I just say, maybe I don't need to answer.
Do I think the Oilers are capable of playing in a track meet? I don't.
Right.
The Mammoth score 3.7 goals per game. That's tied for 5th in the National Hockey League with Ottawa. The Oilers are 21st in goals for per game at 2.89. When it comes to preventing goals, how about this? The Mammoth are tied for 2nd with Colorado. 2.4 goals against per game. They are the real deal here. Edmonton right in the middle, tied for 16th goals against per game at 3.1. So we'll see if the Oilers can play a more thorough game this evening. Wouldn't that be nice? You can get in touch, of course, 218-9999 is the text line. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. You can email j@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. You can also chat with us, but more importantly, with each other in the chat stream on YouTube, the good old nasty chat. And if you are taking us in on YouTube, subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. And of course, for each individual show, including this one, click that thumbs up button.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Thumb, thumb, thumb. Here's an interesting take from Dope Boy Gangsta. I don't recall seeing this person ever post in the Nasty Chat before. Who cares about stats? They're just for gambling junkies and guys like Jack Michaels so he can yap about stats during the game.
Uh-oh.
Agree or disagree?
Well, stats generally tell the story of a game.
I think there are certain stats that are relevant.
Yeah, there are some stats that maybe don't tell the whole story,
Right.
but a combination of some would.
Those are stats I almost always give. PP, PK,
Yep.
goals for per game, goals against per game. I tend to think those are relevant. If you're scoring 4 goals per game and allowing 2 per game, that's probably relevant about how you're playing.
Well, that's why and not to switch subjects entirely, but that's why I reference a team's overall turnover ratio for football.
Right.
Those that have the football more usually do better than those that don't have the football as much.
And part of the reason the Oilers have even a 500 record is because their power play is 31%. Because quite frankly, if their power play is not 31%, they might only have a couple wins on the season. So I think those stats are very relevant. The ones I gave, I guess I'm biased, but I think there are some other stats that are at times interesting. But hey, if you don't like them, that's okay. But I think those are pretty relevant stats.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going expected goals or Corsi or.
Yeah, you're not getting into the weeds.
I don't like to dive too much.
You certainly wouldn't want to suggest the team's overall plus minus.
No, I wouldn't. No, I would not do that. That would not make me happy. Individual plus minus might have some bearing. A line's plus minus. No, don't do that for me. Do not do that. Do not hit me with that. Anyway, that's okay. 780-218-9999. That's how you text us. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. All right, let's get to your afternoon headlines. Presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today.
This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. Could get wild and woolly at Rogers Place with the Mammoth in town. The Oilers are hoping some home cooking gets them going. Hey, Connor, any goals in that salad? That World Series game had me up later than my brother-in-law looking for the latest hot tip at the track. 18 innings? Is this a baseball game or one of them Game of Thrones books? Speaking of wizards, that Ohtani sure can swing the bat. And did you hear he's pitching tonight? I never thought I'd see someone make Babe Ruth look like a bum. I'm Chet Palmer.
I just feel for the brother-in-law. I feel like Chet's starting to get a little too personal.
Well, this is some reference.
They must have a history. We should try get Chet Palmer's brother-in-law on the show. That would be interesting. Baggio says, "My eyes, these goggles do nothing." Wasn't that from McBain?
Yes. Oh my God, what a joy it is. That was a good bit. The McBain sketches. And somebody on YouTube edited them together from all the different episodes to kind of
really?
make one movie out of them. Everybody came out of the statue. Nice to see you. Then when his partner's like, "Hey, I'm retiring tomorrow. Here's the boat I'm going to go on," and then he gets shot.
I was a Duff man.
Oh, Duff Man was pretty
That
good.
was my kind of, what would you call that? Like a cameo? Even though it was a...
Yeah, it was a... Didn't Phil Hartman do that voice? The late Phil Hartman?
I believe.
'Cause he did a lot of voices.
Phil
on
Hartman did a lot of voices, yes. That would be an interesting draft around EST. Simpsons draft. I mean, there's enough.
Oh, like supporting characters,
Everything.
humorous characters,
Favorite episode.
cameos based on real people.
Favorite episode, favorite. You'd have to dial in the categories, but there's a lot there to work with.
Best catchphrase or line?
Yeah, exactly.
Dope. Eat my shorts.
Right.
Or, yeah, Bart, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was his name, Bart.
Bart Simpson?
Yeah,
That movie was pretty
He's
good.
the kid.
yeah.
They're coming out with a second
His
Simpsons
sister's
movie.
Lisa. You know.
Are they making another Simpsons movie?
Yeah.
What's it going to be called?
Simpsons movie 2.
Not bad.
Creative.
I stopped watching this. I was a huge Simpsons fan, and I finally reached the point. Oh my God! Like probably 15 years ago. Well, maybe not quite that long ago, where I stopped watching it, and like they're still going. They're still making episodes.
I mean, Homer at the bat, is that the number one episode?
No,
Why?
because I think there are better episodes, Jay.
In your opinion, feel free to respond.
Well, I think the monorail episode is better. I think the episode where
I know, but we're a sports station. I'm just, you know what I mean? In that, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally
the
out
one
to
where
lunch.
Bart plays hockey is pretty funny, but Homer at the bat's very good.
Homer at the bat's good.
Yeah, the one where Homer goes to space.
Monorail.
And we owe it all to this inanimate carbon rod. Yeah, the monorail one is great. The one where Homer goes to university and they have the pet pig, Curly, straight, Curly, straight. So, anyway.
Best meme. You could do a best meme because there's the one Homer sinking back into the shrub,
Oh, right.
right? And then there's the one grandpa going into the adult house, and he walks in, sees Bart, and just walks back out.
Ralph Wiggum on the bus as
Right.
well. That's a big
Yeah,
one.
big one.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Valentine's one. The choose you one, yeah.
Well, don't you?
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
You choose me? Happy Valentine's. That Valentine sure was funny. Glad you liked it. It says, choose me. And there's a picture of a train.
It's true, though. It's funny. All right, where are we going here? Yeah, Oilers game tonight. It's 7:30 against the Utah Mammoth. Game 4 of the World Series. We're talking a lot of baseball on this show as well. So that game last night took 6 hours and 39 minutes, the baseball game. That was the official time of the game. Our off-topic topic for William Huff since 1952. William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Tell us something you could have accomplished or done during the Blue Jays game.
In that frame of time?
So just for context, I went on the Edmonton Marathon website and I found I scrolled to the end and who took the longest to complete the marathon.
I bet you I saw those that group.
Probably. Now, I'm not doing this to mock these people because completing a marathon
Congrats.
is remarkable regardless of how long it takes you. But I just thought for some context, so there was one person who took a little over 7 hours, okay? Every other person who completed the Edmonton Marathon in August, 42.2K, 26 miles, did it in 6 hours and 35 minutes or less. So you could have run the Edmonton Marathon. They could have, the running room could have said, okay, we're doing the Edmonton Marathon when the first pitch is thrown for game 3. Everybody except one person would have been done by the end of the game.
That's incredible. I had a couple ideas. You could have drove to Calgary and back.
That's true. You could have gone both ways.
Yeah, with a stop at the donut mill.
Yeah, or delivered something in Calgary. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have made a quick. I just got to run to Calgary and back. You know that would have been.
Could have listened to Ben Schulman the whole way.
Could have binge watched a season. You know, a show.
Oh yeah, if it was even a 10-episode season, you probably could have.
an hour shows that they're condensed.
Yeah,
You could have
if they're
binge
like
watched
40-minute shows. Sure.
a whole season. You could have got a decent night's sleep. in 6
That's
hours and
actually
39.
good. 6.5 hours isn't a bad sleep.
Hey,
if you
I
sleep
can
all
get
the way through.
Yeah, if you sleep all the way through and you go 6.5 tip to tail, that is refreshing. You also could have done a movie marathon, like a trilogy. I'm thinking, the original Star Wars.
Probably could have,
trilogy.
because they're all around 2 hours. I don't think if they would have run out.
Lord
over
of the
6
Rings.
hours. Well, those all three, I think they're a little longer, but you could
Oceans 11, 12, 13.
probably those. Yeah,
Just skip 12.
You could have reeled them off. Yeah,
Skip 12. 12 stunk.
did it? I think
There's a one in Paris. I didn't.
really?
I if I was to rank them, Oceans 11, Oceans 13, Oceans 12.
But was there an Ocean's 8 with the women,
Yes.
Sandra Bullock and company?
Yes, there was.
Yeah. So anyway, that you could have done a lot.
You could done.
I mean, if somebody had like a massive amount, well, not a massive amount, but like a decent amount of house and or yard work, you're getting that done in 6.5 hours.
Oh,
Like
you could have had your,
Like,
your
like,
house
yeah, like,
wrapped up and buttoned up.
yeah,
for,
like I'm not saying
for,
you got to
for the
remodel
winter.
your house, but if you're like, hey, I got to dust the house, you're dusting your house in 6.5 hours. Probably doing a good dust and vacuum.
I'm shocked, Reid. That I actually I shouldn't be shocked. Most of the comments coming in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox are Simpsons related.
Well, that could be a second off-topic topic. Your favorite Simpsons stuff.
Yeah,
We can have two today.
two. I would say Homer at the bat. I just found that one to be
That is a good episode.
cameo laced. It was well done. The storyline, the strawberry, and shave those side. It's good. There's a lot, but Monorail is a good one.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien wrote that one. I think he also wrote the one where Homer went to university. Remember the one where Homer is the manager for the country music singer? Oh, Homer, you're as smart as you are handsome. Hey, you take that. Oh, you meant that as a compliment. There's so many good ones, especially like kind of seasons 3 through 7 or 8. That's really the wheelhouse for The Simpsons. I've probably forgotten more than I can remember now. I used to tape every Simpsons episode on VHS, and I had close to 40 tapes at one point. I finally got rid of them. Yeah, Lurleen Lumpkin, I think, was the country music singer. Oh, my goodness. What are we doing here? We're doing a show. Give us a thumbs up. We got audio coming up from Knoblauch, from Nurse, and from Draisaitl about facing Utah, about the Oilers trying to start games get a little bit better off the start of games so they're not always coming from behind in the third. We're going to have Matt McConnell join us. He's the play-by-play for the Utah Mammoth. Tom Gazzola will visit with us a little bit later on. When we get back, the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment.
The 4-4-2 Oilers host 8-2 Mammoth. Utah winning their last 7 games. Tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee up the action. Coverage starts at 6:30 right here on EST. Elsewhere, LA's Warren Foegele has an upper body injury. Not confirmed how long he'll be out. Plus, Jake Neighbors of the Blues is out 5 weeks. He suffered a right leg injury Saturday against the Wings. And it's New Jersey's Brett Pesce missing a month with an upper body injury sustained in Sunday's win over Colorado. The Devils and Avalanche matchup once again. Jacob Markstrom back in the lineup for the Devils. He's expected to make the start. He's missed the last 6 games with a lower body injury. We also have Toronto and Calgary going at it while the Caps and Stars hit the ice. In World Series action, it's Game 4 between the Jays and Dodgers. Shane Bieber pitching for Toronto. Shohei Ohtani on the mound for LA. First pitch at 6 o'clock. And on the court, there's 5 games on tap. The Thunder battle the Kings. The Clippers and Warriors tip off while the 76ers play the Wizards. The Reid Wilkins Show continues on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
The Blue Jays shouldn't pitch to Ohtani again in this series.
Pirate, why risk it? Unless the bases are loaded, you might even still walk in a
depending
run.
on the matchup, I'd probably either give up 1 run than 4.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but that guy's so good.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Honey, where are we going to put all of our summer stuff?
In the kids' room.
What?
Mom, a little help?
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Oilers and Mammoth, 7:30 tonight. Leon Draisaitl said the Oilers working on their overall game.
Yeah, I think the last two was better. Still think we got a long ways to go to, to get to where, our expectation is where our game's supposed to be, but certainly some steps in the right direction.
So what do you think of that, Jay? Do you hear that and you think, well, yeah, of course. They got some new players. It's a new season. They got to build, or do you think more like, okay, what's the delay? Like, yeah, you're not going to play at playoff intensity now, but to me they still seem bland to me. That's the word I keep using. They just seem bland. Where's the energy? Like, you got to have a little bit of emotion.
Disinterested, bland, absolutely. And that to be said by Leon, I think he's probably one of the only players that actually is, playing at his level or above, right?
Right. Well, yeah, he's close to his level.
But yeah, okay. So then when do you and your teammates start caring, or at least looking like you give a damn? At least give the perception that you do care, because it just doesn't seem like it's there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just worried that will start rubbing off, and it will become it's like in this workplace, Reid. If it wasn't fun and we weren't having laughs all day, it would be kind of somber.
Yeah, I agree.
And you wouldn't get the most out of you or Dusty or Maddie when you're sitting around talking about sports, and you're getting ideas, you're generating things, you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
If that wasn't here, this wouldn't be what it is. It would be quite lame and probably awful. That's what I'm worried about with that team. There's just no semblance of effort or giving a damn. But in the third period, last game, there sure was against Vancouver, right? So they're capable of it. It's just, why do you not do that all the time?
Mech says the Simpsons hockey episode is more entertaining than an Oilers game these days. A couple people have said to me the games aren't fun to watch.
That would be accurate.
Dope Boy very vocal in the Nasty Chat today, which I appreciate. Says the Empty Netter podcast, which I have to agree, I don't know what that is. Like, no offense, but I don't know every single podcast that exists. That'd be impossible. Said, nailed it about Oilers fans. They can be a number 1 seed or a wild card. It doesn't matter. Don't pay attention to this team till day 1 of the playoffs. They were wondering why we get worked up. Well, I mean, fans care.
Yeah.
And I don't think, look, I don't think fans are getting overly, well, maybe some are. I don't know if worked up applies. You can only talk about what you see. And I'm intentionally not talking about the playoffs because the playoffs aren't here. There's a game tonight. There have been 10 games that have been played. The Oilers very easily could have only won 2 of them. Like, if you, the deserver meter, they'd only deserve to have 2 wins. Like, I'll give them Ottawa, and obviously you give them the first Vancouver game. They did not deserve to beat the New York Rangers. They did not deserve to beat the Montreal Canadiens. Now, there are still reasons that they won, and credit to those reasons for existing, like great goaltending, like a great power play, which is why I give the power play stats. But again, my concern is that there are players in the lineup that are playing to their maximum or are still learning what their maximum is. You know, Savoy and Howard, we may not see their maximum for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. They really get there. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I said earlier in the week. Well, I guess that would have been yesterday. The last couple of years, I thought they started slow, and I thought that there was a better team waiting to get out. This year, I don't think there is a much better team waiting to get out.
Yeah, you've been clear on that.
So here's my response to don't pay attention to them until the playoffs. If they can't play much better than they're playing, they will not be in the playoffs. Okay? Flat out. Now, Hyman's going to come back. McDavid will probably play better. You know, Bush and Nurse will probably play better. So, you know, I get it. But all I can tell you is what I've seen in the first 10 games.
Do you get
the context
it, though?
of the first 10 games? They're not that great. They're bland. They're mediocre. They're below average, probably.
I know, but isn't that the role of people who talk about the Oilers, fans of the Oilers, to dissect them on a night-in, night-out basis?
Yes.
That is what Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm sorry, is founded on. The whole, well, don't worry about the team till the playoffs. Yeah, I understand that. Because it's proven to be a different team. But this team has proven to get off the slow starts. But that's part of being a fan, right?
Yes.
Is engaging in that and going through the highs and lows and saying, when are they going to snap out of it? When are they going to get their act together? So you can't take that away from anybody to talk about or say, well, why do you even pay attention? Why are you guys talking? Well, that's what fans want to hear.
Yeah, it's stuff that's happening. It's news.
It's relevant to this team who this fan base cherishes. So that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to talk about it, good or bad, or indifferent.
And and look, also the context of where this team is. Like, there's the small picture of the last 10 games, and there's a game tonight. And then I also have to look at, okay, where is this team and its level of competitiveness? If this team had been in last place last year, I would be thrilled at how they're playing. I would be thrilled at how they're playing. They got a goalie win against the Rangers. They came from behind and beat Montreal. They're learning how to do it. They're a plucky little bunch, you know? So you have to look at sort of where the team is in its overall trajectory. But whatever, it's fun. It's fun talking about it. I mean, you can think whatever you want. We're just telling you what we're thinking and about our approach to it. We got to get to the Alberta Blue Cross Courageous Moment. Every great play starts with courage. Alberta Blue Cross is proud to support Albertans through all of life's meaningful moments. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you. I'm gonna be specific in mine. I think I got to give mine to Eric Lauer, Blue Jays pitcher. 68 pitches in 4 2/3 innings of scoreless relief. He did walk 4, but he only gave up a couple of hits, and obviously gave the Blue Jays offense, such as it was while he was pitching, a chance to win the game.
That's a good one. Because that's the most he's pitched since August 27th.
Yeah.
Shutout. I mean, that was not expected. Unfortunately, Little came in, and that was expected. You and I were texting, and as soon as he came in...
you were not happy.
No, it was, well, I'm going to head to bed.
He has issues throwing strikes.
Oh,
and then
clearly.
he did throw one that was Freeman really liked.
Freeman really waited for that. Almost like he's good at hitting.
Yes.
Ohtani, Reid. I mean, 3 RBIs, 2 home runs. He was on base 9 times. 9 times. What is he going to do tonight? 2 home runs, 12K? I mean, this, Reid. You know when have we talked about? The good old days. We've had that conversation about the Oilers.
Yes.
You know, hey, don't think about the good old days. You're in the good old days right now. Hopefully, TBD. Are we watching somebody that my kids' are going to look at and say that is the best player to ever play Major League Baseball?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I guess his career still isn't done, but if he does what he's doing for even a few more years, I think he'll pretty much undoubtedly be the best player ever to play. I mean, you and I never saw Babe Ruth, obviously. There are several other incredible players from years past, but the fact that he pitches and hits, and who was it? Was it Ben Maller yesterday that said the great thing about he hopes that this leads to a new generation of athletes, of baseball players, where the top athletes don't have to choose between pitching and hitting.
Yeah, do them both.
They'll say, okay, you'll DH and you'll pitch, and maybe on the days you pitch, you'll also bat.
Left or right.
Yeah, right. So that's the incredible thing. I mean, we've witnessed some great baseball seasons in our lifetime, Jay, but let's face it, some of them are tainted by performance-enhancing drug usage, whether it's been proved or strongly believed, right? I mean, yeah, Bonds hit a lot of home runs. McGuire hit a lot of home runs. I kind of look back on that. It's like, well, it was exciting that summer. McGuire and Sosa were going after the record, but now in hindsight, right? It's like it's different. Mm-hmm. And who knows about Ohtani? I guess you can never know for sure. But what he's doing as a pitcher and a hitter is remarkable.
Yes, and you're right. And I think the thought that now you may now start to see this. You may now start kids say, "Hey, maybe I should do that," and who knows? Maybe you'll see another Ohtani one day. I don't know. But you look at him, he's 6'3", he's 210 pounds, Reid. That's a little bit different looking than Babe Ruth. Okay? So he looks like a god. He struts like a god. He throws and hits like nothing we've seen. Nothing. And then he gets on base and he's smiling. And he's having a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, that is just, I get it. Everybody's wanting the Blue Jays, but you have to appreciate greatness when you see it.
Yeah.
So Shohei Ohtani, hats off. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but hopefully he's not rested because he was on base 9 times last night, and the game went till whatever it was, 1:00 Pacific last night.
Yeah, I mean, Ruth basically stopped pitching in 1921. And he played until 1935. He had a couple of appearances later in his career, but Ohtani is doing both things in the prime of his career. So it's pretty amazing. Some of the moves that were made in the game. Look, I'm not going to pretend I know everything about the Blue Jays. I mainly have started following them day after day in the postseason. I love how Addison Barger plays. Like, I think of you, because you have that saying, you like guys with a motor.
Yes.
And to me, he's just a guy with a motor. He's a little bit like, what do I say? Like, he's a figure-it-out guy. What do you need done?
Yep.
You need a good catch in the outfield? You need a good throw from the outfield? You need a home run? You need a grand slam? I'll try to get it for you. He's not a guy I would take out of the game.
No, not for Miles Straw.
So so here are some of the key substitutions. In the top of the 7th, IKF ran for Bichette. Are you okay with that one?
Well, was Bichette not believed to have maybe tweaked something?
Right.
Or maybe not ready to run the bases in a moment like that. So, okay, what are you going to do?
in the top of the 8th, Straw ran for Barger after a leadoff single. So when the Dodgers substituted a guy, he was on second base. They waited till he got to second base. Then so they were thinking, we want to be sure we score on a single, not that we're going to try to score on a double, right?
That's right.
In the top of the 12th, Heineman came in for Kirk. That was after a leadoff walk. I would have been tempted just to leave Kirk still in there, even though he's not the fastest runner. But then maybe if he reaches second, then maybe you put the guy in. So those were now the Springer substitution. Obviously, they had to take him out because he was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought Kirk was also.
Yeah, and there was that one swing where he grimaced, right?
He winced, and maybe they just said, look, let's live to fight another day.
Right.
But that ultimately, these substitutions are what cost them.
Well, because they could not hit.
Nothing.
There was no threat. I mean, Varsho, it was almost comedic how he was swinging for the fences. They had Vladdy. I guess Clements had an amazing playoff.
Yep.
So your hope, I mean, to me, and I know a couple times the Blue Jays did threaten, but to me, it was the Blue Jays were trying to get someone on base and hope for an error. Like in the 18th, they had a runner advance on a wild pitch. Like that's what they needed. They needed to get on base, hope for a throwing error, hope for a wild pitch or a pass ball, and maybe scrounge out a run that way. Whereas the Dodgers were still making, I mean, how many warning track flyouts did they have? I think they had 3 in extra innings before Freeman knocked it over the fence.
Yeah.
So it was no comparison in terms of who you were feeling might be able to score a run or generate a run.
Wow. And did you see what that Edgardo Henriquez was throwing?
Was he the guy to hit 102?
Yeah. In the 16th inning? My goodness. That's a bullpen. And that was what, they were saying that they wanted the Blue Jays to get to, was expose their bullpen, which they did. They just didn't have the right lineup in at that point. And I do think it was because of injury or wanting to protect them from further injury.
Yeah.
That was...
But I mean, that's the interesting thing about baseball, right? I mean, you can pick apart the manager's decision, and everything's always on the edge, like a guy has 2 strikes and he's having a terrible... Well, Bichette, the one he hit off the camera person. I mean, there's so much of that game we're not talking... Like the umps call in, the second inning when, was it Bichette thought it was a walk?
Well, Varsho was at bat. Right. Bichette thought it was ball 4. It was strike 3. So they threw him out. I mean, that's just not paying attention. Talk about an error, and I know Dusty's a little hot under the collar about this, but why are you pitching Shohei Ohtani in the 7th inning?
Right.
Why aren't you just walking him?
If you're going to walk him, just walk
for
him.
The remainder of this series.
Right.
I'm not even kidding. There's no rule on how much you can walk a guy.
True.
It might even be worth it, Reid, to walk him if the bases are loaded.
The problem is...
I'm not even kidding.
Well, I know. But that's the Dodgers. I mean, Mookie Betts is one of the best players of the last decade.
Mookie Betts has not looked great this series.
Well, true. But then there's Freddie Freeman, who's one of the best players of the last decade and has been, did he win with the Braves and he won with the Dodgers, the World Series? And then even, Muncy was the guy that hit the home run to win the 18-inning game back in 2018.
He looked awful.
Teoscar Hernandez. Right, but they're still...
Yeah.
Their bats.
Teoscar Hernandez is a dangerous
former
player.
Blue Jay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's, I guess why you would pitch to Ohtani is because there's so many dangerous people after him.
And you want to talk about crazy Schneider. And I know we talked about this, the base running when he was out by 15 yards. It wasn't even close. And Vladdy was coming up next. If you stay at third, if you hold at third, you have runners on the corner with Vladdy coming up. I know there was 2 out.
But they would have walked Vladdy, though. So then it's IKF with the bases loaded.
Yeah, so what? Give yourself a chance instead of just throwing it all out the window.
To me, that's an interesting decision because I don't mind the aggression, even though that was the top of the 10th, even though Schneider was out. And then that challenge they tried, it was like, okay.
Well, they were trying to say he blocked the base, but...
it was a fishing expedition, which I guess is fine in that situation. So if they would have held him, they walk Vladdy and then Kiner Falefa bats with the bases loaded.
Yeah, not a great situation for him.
Right, he's not an awesome hitter. I guess if I'm going to make your argument for you, at least the bases are loaded. Then pass ball, wild pitch, something goofy, you score. right? There's other ways he can get on base besides getting a hit.
I understand that decision if it was remotely close. It was a mile away.
Well, but they were forcing LA to make a perfect play, which they did.
Well, yeah, they're pros. Most times they're going to.
Well, fair enough.
Right? I mean, just hold up. Chill out. I thought that was
That's the beauty of baseball, though.
It is. Look at us picking the nit on the
Well,
World
because
Series.
the other time they sent Vladdy, and he did that like he moved, he changed the hand he was reaching for the base with.
That was beautiful.
But I mean, that is, and our off-topic is what could have you accomplished during the Blue Jays game or got done during the Blue Jays game? It took 6 hours and 39 minutes. I know there was an 18-inning game 7 years ago. The Blue Jays weren't in it, so I wasn't as interested. I mean, I don't just mean you and me. I mean the collective we, everybody in the audience today as well, may never see a baseball game like that again. Certainly not one involving the team that I think most of us are cheering for.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was, I hate to say it, it was borderline unbelievable.
Wow. Big words coming from you.
Thank you. We'll talk a little more baseball later on. We got Jay's play of the day coming up. It's a bit of a spite bet, everybody. My goodness. Here comes the coop.
The Oilers look to tame the Mammoth, who've won 7 straight games. Stuart Skinner, the expected starter for Edmonton. Karel Vejmelka for Utah. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson tee up the action. That goes live at 6:30 right here on EST. Around the league, New Jersey's Brett Pesce is out a month due to an upper body injury he sustained Sunday against Colorado. And at 4 o'clock tonight, the Flames and Maple Leafs hit the ice. After that, it's Vegas and Carolina going at it before Winnipeg matches up with Minnesota. Meanwhile, down 2-1 in the series, Toronto's George Springer is a game-time decision for Game 4 of the Fall Classic with right-side discomfort. Springer leaving Game 3 after an awkward swing in the 7th before undergoing an MRI. Bo Bichette will serve as the designated hitter for the Jays if Springer can't go. It's Shane Bieber to the mound for Toronto against Shohei Ohtani. First pitch goes at 6 o'clock. In other Jays news, Trey Savage has been announced as the Game 5 starter to face Blake Snell from LA in a rematch of Game 1. On the court, the Knicks tip off with the Bucks, the Kings, and Thunder clash while the Clippers face the Warriors for the late game. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Reid and Jay continue the show following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Those guys make $20 million, and I would say those two guys are probably most largely to blame for this poor start this year. Bouchard was -10 going into the game last night.
I know Bouch has been getting ripped, and rightfully so, but man, there is nothing right now that I'm seeing in Darnell Nurse's game that Troy Stetcher can't do.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly welcomes one of today's hottest country stars, Dallas Smith.
Like a man.
CCMA award winner, countless chart-topping hits. Dallas Smith, November 1st in the venue.
How do you miss me? Yeah.
Get your tickets now at rivercreekresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
All right, thanks a lot for tuning in this afternoon. There is an Oilers game tonight. They will be playing the Utah Mammoth. Is this their first visit as the Mammoth? Yes. Last year they were the hockey club. Is that right? Everything blends together for me after a while.
UHC.
Tusks up.
Is it true they have? Who said that? One of you guys said that on the show yesterday. They haven't lost a game since they unveiled
Tusky.
So they didn't unveil him at the start of the season. They waited a few games in.
But they're home opener. Woolly Mammoth takes on a Lynx. I mean, in what's that? Ice Age.
Ice Age. That's almost
right.
Well, it was a Sabertooth.
Sabertooth.
It would be the Predators. They did that actually. The matchup of the Ice Age.
That's right.
It was the Predators and Mammoth going at it. Oh. Two old buddies. Well, it wasn't Manny the Mammoth, and I forget the Sabertooth Tiger's name.
Here's Darnell Nurse on the Utah Mammoth.
Just off past experience, a lot of skill. A team that attacks with a lot of speed and their counterattack's very good. If you're turning the puck over and feeding their transition, it's tough to play against, and they're very creative also in the offensive zone. So for us, defending well will have to be something that we focus on, as well as maintaining the puck and playing within our stick most of the night.
All right, a little bit from Darnell Nurse, who's expected to be paired with Evan Bouchard this evening. 7:30 game, 6:30 Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show with Tom Gazzola. We'll have more on the game with Matt McConnell at the top of the hour. Shawn Bell's going to join us in studio at about 20 after 4.
Yeah, he is.
And Tom will check in at around 5:20 as well.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere. With Play Alberta, you have a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today and get started with a $50 casino bonus. Just deposit $50 with the promo code EST Casino. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense and dance like Jay Milne just was dancing. All right.
I'm going to find something that might work for this.
What's happening?
Excuse me. I'm just okay. Well, let's do this.
Dun, da, da, da.
Spite bet. We've got a spite bet.
Do we want to get robbed?
Yeah, now we're cooking. I don't know if this is actually a spite bet. I don't know if this young man has any ill will towards Edmonton, nor should he.
No, I don't think he does. Well,
but
he's from here.
From here. Played on the Oil Kings here.
Correct.
But it's just, we could make a story that would suggest there is a bit of spite. Hey?
Sure.
Dylan Guenther doesn't seem like a spiteful man.
No. But I guess you're going for here's the Edmonton kid on this red hot team coming in and sticking it to the Oilers.
Yeah, well, he's been on our show.
He has been on the show.
There's bonus points there. So it's the Dylan Guenther spite bet / Jay's play of the day. Dylan Guenther, 2 or more points. Obviously, Edmonton born, Edmonton Oil King, 22-year-old right wing. He's got 11 points in 10 games, Reid.
Pretty good.
Including 4 game-winning goals. 4 game-winning goals in 10 games.
So they're 8-2. He has the game winner in half their wins.
Yes.
Pretty good.
It's on fire. Cooley and Peterka, second line for the Mammoth, are also on fire. Look, I didn't want to just say, okay, I'm going to throw up Draisaitl 2 or more point. I don't know what version or iteration of the Edmonton Oilers you will see tonight. That's why I went with Dylan Guenther. 2 or more points. That is the Dylan Guenther spite play of the day that has been boosted to plus 300. This is a good number. So Dylan Guenther, 2 or more points. You go to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on EST specials, and you'll see Jay's play of the day. Dylan Guenther, 2 or more points, plus 300. And always remember to use your game sense.
So you're saying Dylan Guenther's coming on? I think I hear him coming now.
Ah!
All right.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right, good stuff. That is presented by Play Alberta. And, of course, Jay and I and the Coob coming to you from the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Today's Tuesday?
You got that right.
Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse. All day, $3. What?
My voice cracked, and then your voice cracked.
Oh, did my voice crack? I know. After burping yesterday quite loudly, I'm just trying not to burp.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You want a bubbly?
I've never had one of those.
Oh, do you want to have a live review on air?
Don't they make you burp?
I always have a bubbly on the go. Gager brought these ones in. I believe by the color of the can, this would be great.
They look suspicious.
Oh,
to
no,
me.
it's blackberry.
They look suspicious.
How
to me.
sweet.
It looks like a suspicious drink.
Why?
Looks like a drink I can't trust.
It's endorsed by Michael Bublé.
What is it?
It's a flavored carbonated beverage.
Why would you want that?
Oh, you're missing out, pal. I'll give you one.
I don't want a full one. I could have a splash.
What about a splash?
I could try a splash.
Okay.
We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the Canadian Brewhouse. All day, $3.49 new tacos and quesadillas, or quesadillas, as we used to say in Evansburg. After 4 p.m., sip on $5.99 margaritas, $2 off Corona tankers, and tequila shots starting at $5.99. All right. That's beautiful stuff. Belle's going to join us in studio in the next hour. When we get back, why are the Mammoths so good? Matt McConnell's their play-by-play voice. He's coming up.
The Lock Shop.
So, obviously, I did the show yesterday from the airport. I touched down in Winnipeg at about 7:05. I had one of my buddies pick me up at the airport, and we went straight to the bar to watch the game. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll pop in, we'll watch this, I'll be out of there by 10 o'clock. Well, needless to say that didn't happen.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems. But did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Get ready for a feast like no other. 40-ounce steak night is back this November at the Canadian Brewhouse. Sink your teeth into a hand-cut 40-ounce ribeye with all the fixins for just $49.99. Tickets available now in store or at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The Oilers and Mammoth duke it out from Edmonton, having Utah on a 7-game heater. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which airs at 6:30 right here on EST. Meanwhile, Jake Neighbors of the Blues is out at least 5 weeks. He sustained a right leg injury Saturday against the Wings. On the ice, the Canucks play the Rangers. Quinn Hughes remains out, listed as day-to-day with a lower body injury. Plus, the Canadiens and Kraken drop the puck. Out west, Toronto's George Springer is a game-time decision for Game 4 of the Fall Classic with right side discomfort. Springer leaving Game 3 after an awkward swing in the 7th inning before undergoing an MRI. Bo Bichette will serve as the designated hitter for the Jays if Springer can't go. And it's Shane Bieber to the mound for Toronto. Shohei Ohtani pitching for the Dodgers. First pitch at 6 o'clock. In other Jays news, Treyas Savage will be the Game 5 starter to face Blake Snell. NBA action, there's 5 games on tap. Philly and Washington battle. The Hornets face the Heat, while OKC plays host to Sacramento. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
All right, pleased to have you joining us this afternoon. It is an Oilers game day, start of a 3-game homestand against the Utah Mammoth. 7:30 game at Rogers Place. The Oilers are 4-4-2 on the season. What did I say? Oh, yeah, don't worry. We got that. Don't worry about it. All right, and the Mammoth are actually absolutely soaring with a record of 8-2. They have won 7 in a row. Darnell Nurse on the Oilers' kind of mediocre start.
I don't know. It's not for lack of effort. You know, the group comes in each and every day. It's a very focused group. You could, throughout camp, throughout the beginning of the season, practices, before games. Like, this is a group that really cares about winning, obviously, and does a lot of the right things to prepare for games, and whether that's physical, mentally. So yeah, I mean, it's not for lack of effort. Sometimes, the process of our game can be better early in the year. And that doesn't always lead to results. I think sometimes you come into the year, obviously, with high expectations, and you chase those results sometimes, and it takes away from the process that you want to play with each and every night. And I think for us, when we just focus on the process of the game, and as cliche as we've always said, taking it one day at a time, that's kind of when our game starts to take off. So I think for us, we've definitely made some steps, I feel like, in the last couple of games, and we got to build off those.
All right. Well, I guess, there were a couple of really good periods. It's just unfortunate that they came when the Oilers were trailing in games. So, we'll see if they can initiate a little bit more. And, it's an interesting time of year because I've expressed more concern about this start than I did in the last 2 years. But I understand there are a lot of factors at play here. And I do want to say this. This has been, and every team goes through it, but this has not been a great schedule for the Oilers. They played 2 home games, and then they played 8 consecutive games in 8 different cities. They had a 5-game road trip, they had 1 game at home, and they went on the road again. I do think that that's difficult. I do think that all that travel can be tough. Now, the flip side to that is their play didn't get worse the longer they were traveling. It kind of started not very good against the Rangers, though they won the game. And maybe it even improved over at least later in games. But that could be maybe a little bit of a factor. So 3 games at home here, you got to try and make some hay and bank some points. Our off-topic topic, what could have you done during the Blue Jays game? Run a marathon, if you're any sort of a decent runner. Probably read a book.
Waddy in Cloverdale says, I'm on the West Coast and I had a game at 10 last night. I watched the first 9 innings at home, listened to the 10th on the radio driving to the rink, watched 11 and 12 in the room getting ready, then brought my phone on the bench for 13 through 16, and then we watched the last 2 innings back in the room huddled around my phone in half gear, skates still on.
Well, that's the crazy thing. The people who might have had something over supper hour or early in the evening thought to themselves, well, at least I'll see the last 2 or 3 innings instead of seeing 12 or 13. And the people who had something maybe at 7:30 or 8 thought, well, crap, I'm going to miss the end of the game, probably got home in time to still see an entire baseball game. If you had to do something at 7:30 to 9, you still would have seen innings 10 through 18. Like, you would have watched the first 4 innings and then still had a whole baseball game after. I don't know if this gentleman watched. Matt McConnell is joining us. He's the play-by-play for the Utah Mammoth. Our Voices of the Game segment for Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. With a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff, we're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. Matt, good to see you. Good to see you at the rink earlier today. We got to start with this game. I think you guys were here last night. So did you sit and watch it or have it on in the background? What's the deal?
Well, I'm happy to say that I wasn't plywood last night, okay? I got to bed at an early hour. But I watched a few innings downstairs in the lobby of the hotel, and it was when the Jays took the lead, right? And then it got tied up. But no, I checked Twitter this morning. I was kind of hoping the Jays would pull it out. I'm not much of a Dodgers fan. I'm a long-suffering Pittsburgh Pirates fan, so this whole World Series thing is kind of a foreign concept to me.
Okay. Well, I assume you've spoken to Jack Michaels then about the Pirates. Or no, he actually likes the Guardians, but I think he liked the Pirates when he was a kid. So
I think you're right. Yeah, he grew up about an hour north of Pittsburgh, up in that like northwest PA area. He's I first met Jack. I was calling Penguins games on the radio, and he was in to do the high school hockey tournament in Pennsylvania. And he asked me if I'd listen to his stuff, and that was 30 years ago. It seems like, but right. I think he's the best. I think he is the best play-by-play guy in the circuit right now. He's phenomenal. I love listening to him.
Yeah, he's a great guy for sure. All right, the Mammoth are rolling here. W7, they're 8-2. What? The simple question: what's clicking for them?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. I think number one, it's maturity and evolution. The young players on this roster have really started to take hold. Dare I say, they've gotten over the hump, right? That's kind of hockey's holy grail. We've seen Florida do it over the last couple of years with their young group and some of the veterans that they brought in. And I think the other part of it is they brought in, speaking of veterans, they brought in some good, complementary pieces. A couple of years ago, Kevin Stenlund came in, right? And he's been terrific. Brandon Tanev comes in. Brandon gave him an unbelievable shift in game one of this road trip down in St. Louis. They got out to a big lead, and then they were kind of leaking oil a little bit, and Brandon came out, and that fourth line had a real spirited shift, and that kind of turned everything in the hockey game, and they were able to win. And I think the coaching has been superb. Andre Tourigny reunited the Barrett Hayton line with Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz. That was a dynamite line back in the days in Arizona. They played almost an entire season together, and they put up big points. And I think Barrett Hayton's a real good defensive aspect on that line with two guys that can fly. And Nick Schmaltz is having a career year. So is Clayton Keller. And then they just decided, they're going to throw the kids together. And so Peterka comes in, and he's got Logan Cooley centering a line. And, oh, by the way, game-winning goal man from Edmonton, Alberta, Dylan Gunther on the other side. It's just crazy. And on the back end, they fortified a little bit, too. They brought in a cup champion in Nate Schmidt, who's been terrific. You're going to love Dmitry Simashev when you watch him tonight. He's a rookie that played 2 years in the KHL that has poise beyond his years. So, and good goaltending. So that's kind of the synopsis. It's for a guy like me, I told somebody, I was on a show in Philadelphia this morning, having come from Arizona, this is kind of like the twilight zone for me. I've never been on a 7-game heater. So it's just been a lot of fun.
Matt, I wanted to ask you because, here in Edmonton, as you know, the lines change sometimes period by period for this Oilers team. But, the second line for the Mammoth have scored the same amount of points as the first line with 31 points. And is this something where head coach Andre Tourigny has stuck with these because they've been working? Or is it, will you see some line shifting and moving some of the pieces around as you progress through the season?
Hard to say. Typically, he likes to stay with. Andre is a pairs guy, right? So he configures his lines based on pairs, whether it's a center and a left winger or a center on the right side or whatever. What we've seen so far, Jay, in games is it's just it's pretty much been static, right? Now the other night they brought in Kyler Yamamoto in Winnipeg to fill in for Liam O'Brien on the fourth line, but they're going back to Liam O'Brien. So there's been a few tweaks here and there, but for the most part, it's been status quo. And there was I go back to training camp. Logan Cooley missed a little bit of time. Barrett Hayton missed a little bit of time as well. And so they had to kind of fill around that. But Hayton was back after just a couple of games, and Cooley was pretty much the same. So I don't expect very much unless they're trailing big in a game and he wants to experiment. But he's not a guy that changes it a ton.
Matt McConnell joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. I got to ask, this is the second year there. What's the reaction been to having a name, the name itself, having a jersey that doesn't just... I actually didn't mind the look last year, but I might have been in the minority. But how's that whole imaging and marketing side going now that they are the Mammoth?
Yeah, you know what? It's going well, and the organization guys went out of their way to have the fans vote on the name, and they came down to 3 finalists. They had Outlaws, they had Yeti was one, which obviously got tossed to the side, and then Mammoth, and the fans voted on it, and they voted for Mammoth. If you look at the logo, there's a lot of little Easter eggs inside that logo. Like on the left side of it, you can kind of see on an angle the outline of the state of Utah, and inside, the outline of the state, you see the mountains. So they've done some really cool things with it. It's been overwhelmingly received, overwhelmingly positively received. By the fans and the people that follow the team. So it's been a lot of fun. They debuted their new mascot, Tusky, and Tusky's still undefeated because they debuted him at the beginning of the homestand last time in Salt Lake City. It's just been a positive experience, everything from the renovations being done at Delta Center to everything that the team seems to be doing in the community these days. They really want to bond the team with the state and make it a community asset, if you will. So it's all been great. Fans have been phenomenal. It's maybe the loudest league in the arena. The steep seats that they put up in behind the net are right on top of the opposition goaltender for 2 periods. So it's been quite the experience and quite a positive one.
Well, they're off and running. That's quite an amazing start to the season. And we were talking about Gunther's game-winning goals before. I used to talk to him all the time when he was an Oil King, right? Because he was with Neighbors and Gooley and Kosa and some of those other guys who were drafted over the years. Should be a fun one tonight. There have been some entertaining games when these two teams have played each other. We'll see if the Oilers can slow them down. Matt, we always appreciate your time. Great seeing you this morning. I don't know if we'll have time to see each other tonight because you're going to be working and I get to sit and take notes and watch the game. But we love having you on, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Reid, Jay, thank you so much for having me. Anytime.
That is Matt McConnell on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. So, yeah, they're off and running. And he mentioned Tusky's record as well.
Well, I was going to ask him, is Tusky somewhere on the charter?
Yeah.
Is Tusky with the team?
They got to bring Tusky with them.
I wouldn't put it past them. At least, well, I guess you have to bring the whole mascot.
Yeah. The Oilers, did I mention the jerseys? They're wearing the new alternates tonight. They're wearing the new alternates tonight.
Okay, well, this is positive.
Is it?
Sure, they can start a winning streak in their new jerseys.
So Utah's going to be wearing their dark.
Correct.
Yeah, because the Oilers are white. I'm curious to see how these look in game action. And by curious, I mean very mildly curious.
Yeah, I was going to say.
People are like, wow, Reid actually, well, no, I don't know how much I actually do. Well, we'll see how they look on the ice. Maybe they're going to come out and I'll be like, yeah, those are sharp. Because what have I said? They look like a sweatshirt to me.
Yeah.
They look uninspired.
I've liked them. I don't have a problem with them. Except the one, the dot on the eye. Could have been done differently, better.
You think it should have been an oil drop?
No, it's orange like the line. It should have been a black dot.
Yeah.
Or blue.
Well, they're very simple. I mean,
that's okay.
Which honestly, when it comes to logos, simpler is better.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that's instantly recognizable? But as we know, these were not made for people like you and me who aren't going to buy the merch. These were made for the people out there listening. And the one jersey that I feel as if I hear a lot of negativity about is the navy blue with the, well, speaking of Jack Michaels, he always called it the highlighter orange that they debuted a few years ago and then became the alternate and now has been phased out. So it didn't have any white on it, right? That was because most jerseys, even if white's not one of your colors, it'll have white trim or white something, right? And obviously every team has a white jersey. So that Oilers one was the navy blue with the bright orange. And a lot of people said they hated it. Yet when I go to Rogers Place for home games, I see hundreds of those jerseys.
Right.
So they sold them.
Well, technically it's off-white that you'll be seeing tonight, right?
I think it's cream.
Is
the color.
We've been down this road.
Is it not cream?
Well, I think it's more like if you had a wall and you painted it eggshell white as opposed to bright white.
It's just like that scene in American Psycho where they're all showing each other the business cards.
Yes, yeah.
Cream, bone, whatever. I can't remember what all the other. Eggshell. Yeah, all the other versions of white there were. All right. Yes, we're just doing a couple people are like, where's the mystery athlete? Where's the mystery athlete? We're doing it. Sometimes we move things around just a little bit, but we are doing the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Hudson's Canada's Pub featuring $10 tankers and $6 tequila shots, or grab the $23.99 adult Happy Meal featuring the drive-in burger, fries, choice of beer, and a limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. I want to clarify that. It's a limited edition hockey puck bottle opener. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanaspub.com. So we're going to give some clues until somebody wins. And the first person to text in the correct guess to the afternoon inbox for River Cree Resort and Casino, 780-218-9999, gets a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. The first clue is 99. The first clue is 99. What do you think of that?
It's a great clue.
First clue is 99. Could be a lot of things.
Could really mean anything.
It really could. There are a diverse plethora of options.
Do you think anybody's? Well, I won't say. I won't say.
Yeah, somebody will guess. Yeah.
Do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
I know who you are. That's what somebody's saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Give us a thumbs up on YouTube.
Click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right. Shawn Belle is here. He's going to visit with us in studio. Tom Gazzola. A little bit later on, we'll have more clips from Knoblauch, Draisaitl, and Nurse when we get to the Oil Understood. Here comes the Coop.
The 4-4-2 Oilers host the 8-2 Mammoth. Utah winning their last 7 games. Tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson tee up the action. Coverage starts at 6:30 right here on EST. And right now there's 2 games live in the NHL. Flames up 1-0 over the Maple Leafs. Morgan Frost with his second of the season, assisted by Jonathan Huberdeau and Nazem Kadri. There's about 12 minutes left in the first period of that one. And also, midway through the first, Philly and Pittsburgh are scoreless. After that, the Golden Knights face off against the Hurricanes. In World Series action, it's Game 4 between the Jays and Dodgers out west. It's Toronto's George Springer has a game-time decision for Game 4. He left the game early yesterday after an awkward swing in the 7th before undergoing an MRI. Bo Bichette will serve as the designated hitter for the Jays if Springer can't go. Shohei Ohtani pitching for the Dodgers. Shane Bieber for Toronto. And on the court, there's 5 games on tap. Thunder battling the Kings, the Clippers, and Warriors tipping off, while the 76ers play the Wizards. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Looking for quality flooring? Visit Paramount Flooring's spacious, family-friendly showroom, open 7 days a week. Save now on pet-friendly shock carpet with spill-proof technology. Call 780-483-1991 and mention EST for a 10% discount. And Shawn Belle joining us on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Why would you pitch to Ohtani in the 7th inning? It makes no sense. What were you thinking? Why would you pitch to that guy when he already has a home run and 2 doubles in the baseball game? Please, somebody tell me. Schneider, tell me why you would pitch to this man. Unbelievably stupid. I'm so furious.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your GameSense.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly welcomes one of today's hottest country stars, Dallas Smith.
Love you like a man.
CCMA award winner, countless chart-topping hits. Dallas Smith, November 1st in the venue.
How do you miss me? Yeah. Baby, how do you miss me?
Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Oilers and Mammoth tonight at 7:30 at Rogers Place. Of course, Blue Jays and Dodgers just after 6 o'clock, Game 4 of the World Series. Blue Jays now down 2-1 after last night's and this morning's marathon game. Shawn Belle is going to join us every Tuesday throughout the hockey season, depending on the schedule. Most Tuesdays, because the last couple they were on the East Coast. Nice to have you in studio, buddy. It's good to see
feels
you.
nice. It was really nice.
No, did you stay up for the baseball game?
No. I was just telling Jay here that as soon as it was done in the 9th inning, I rolled over, went to bed. I was too tired. I'm getting old.
Yeah,
I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, it was. I had to force myself to go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I watched what was just the Freddie Freeman home run to end it.
I found that the Jays shot themselves in the foot, like where they were trying to stretch for that extra base where they could have grinded out a little bit more. And they made some there was a one at home plate where you didn't need to go for that one because the ball barely cleared the infield. There was a one at third base where it's once again like, why go for that? I understand that you're trying to stretch it and you're trying to play a little bit of, quote unquote small ball, but like take what's given to you and then maybe you win because then you get a guy that comes up to the plate and he can hit one that's, a blooper into center field or it's just a single and then now you can get guys in, but you can get multiple runs. So I thought the Blue Jays maybe felt a little bit of pressure in wanting to get that win so badly that they made some errors, but I think they're going to be fine tonight.
Do you?
I do, because they pulled a lot of guys. And some of those guys that are decent hitters
they sure did.
Are probably fresh.
Good point.
Who was that got thrown out at third? There's so much happened.
I can't even
remember. But I think that runner
didn't
didn't realize that the ball, I think he thought it went deeper into right off.
Was it Varsho?
Might have been.
Or Clement.
I think he was at home plate.
Well, that was Schneider. Schneider was the one that got thrown out at home.
Yeah, so there you go.
In the top of the 10th.
Multiple times.
But I mean, the Jays made a couple of, like, Barger made a great throw.
Yep.
Vladdy made that great, like,
Really good throw,
That was
yeah.
a 6-3-5 putout at third base. I love the stuff off the rare play chart, so to speak.
Canada's team, boys.
Well, they really are by default. Buying or selling is presented by David Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Here's the expected lineup for tonight, Belsey. McDavid, Nuge, Mangiapane, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Roslovic, Henrique, Frederick, Savoy, Tomashek, Howard, and Philp. I'm going to stop right here. Nurse and Bouchard together again.
Doesn't make sense. Didn't they? I think they had like 6 shifts together, and then they got separated. But now we're going to go back to the well. I know what they're trying to do. Ekholm hasn't been playing great, especially paired with Bouchard. Like, they just haven't had that same chemistry that they normally do. But we've seen Nurse and Bouchard over the course of 3 years, and it hasn't worked once. So I don't understand why they're going to go back to the well with this one. Because is Nurse going to help Bouchard get out of his funk? Is Bouchard going to help Nurse get out of his funk? I don't know who's helping who there. And so now I look at it, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but you've got 4 defensemen now. Because the other 2 are just going to cancel themselves out based on the way that they're playing.
Is it... Kulak would be considered one of the most steady Eddie defensemen they have. Why not move him up the lineup and maybe have a guy like that with an Evan Bouchard?
Well, I think it's partly because Kulak is a perfect 5.
Right.
And so now if you elevate him into your lineup to play with Bouchard, who's usually in the 25-minute range, you're giving Kulak a little bit too much. And now all of a sudden he's got to go against the top players from the other team. Then what does his game look like? We've seen that in the past, and it does dip a little bit. But he is a perfect 5. He can elevate to 4, somewhere in that 3 range too for a brief period in time, and then he goes back to 5, and that's when he's his most effective. So you could do that, but then you've got to pull Bouchard back another 6-7 minutes. And I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people out there that would say, well, maybe that needs to happen. But then who are you going to play more?
Well, Wallman. Okay, to me, this is the thing, Bells, and you probably heard me, maybe we talked about it on air last week, because a lot of people say you got to bench Bouchard. And like, as we know, star players don't get benched on any team.
No.
But if you want to send a message to Bouchard, it's like, hey, Evan, Wallman's now on the power play. You're losing play time. Where you might get a couple free assists because you touched the puck 40 seconds before Leon and Connor went to work. That's the one thing I wonder about. If you say, okay, Evan, you're missing this power play. Wallman, go out there and hammer the puck.
I know where you're going with it, so I like it. But the reality of the situation is Wallman that level of offensive defenseman that Bouchard is?
Well, not passing wise. I agree. I understand.
Myself and Tommy had this argument at BP's the other day, and I think he was a little bit dumbfounded when I was like, well, Bouchard might be one of the best offensive defensemen in the league, to the point where if something happened to Cale Makar, there might be consideration, and actually DVD was with me, and he agreed that there would be consideration to put Bouchard on Team Canada because of his offensive prowess.
Just as almost situational.
Purely because of his offensive prowess, right? So not to be mistaken, I think he's that level of defenseman, but I do think from an offensive side, he is that good. So yes, Wallman can probably steal a few reps, but at the end of the day, is he the same level of player on the offensive side as Bouchard? And I think that's always going to be in the back of the mind of the coaches, because when we've seen Evan at his best, he is a guy that's going to score that big-time goal. He is going to make that big-time pass. Not saying Wallman can't do that, but Bouchard, he's going to get that.
Well, that pass to Draisaitl the other night was like next level. It's another level.
$11 million player.
Pass. Yeah. So, okay, well, but you know what I get? Like the posture, the recovery.
Yes.
Like what's the old saying in hockey? Well, the fastest guy on the ice is the guy who gave the puck away. Not if you're wearing 2 for the Oilers.
Like, it's so frustrating watching him. So I feel for the fans. I know how people think about it, but it's at the same time, like, the writing's been on the wall. Like, they're not sitting Bouchard because they think he's too valuable to the team. They're not going to, miss a few shifts here and there. I think he did miss one last game, but then he was right back.
There's been little,
right? So what is one shift going to do to Bouchard?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed the one shift. I missed 30 seconds. Like, at the end of the day, he doesn't care about that. If you missed 2 minutes or you missed, hey, for the next 3 or 4 power plays, you're going to miss all those, then maybe something might change. But, say, okay, well, you're going to miss out in a minute. Like, I don't think that doesn't do enough to move the needle, in my opinion.
Right. Shawn Belle joining us here in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Win big this football season at the Canadian Brewhouse. Score your shot at a trip to the Super Bowl, weekly prizes, and more, plus $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. All right, so that's the back end. You and I have talked about this, and this is kind of the drum I've been beating. They lost some goals from last year's team.
Yep.
Even Skinner and Arvidsson combined for, 30 or 31, and they were very frustrating for a lot of the season. So, like, I'm looking at some of these guys, Roslovic, Podkolzin, Frederick, Henrique, Savoy. Some of them are younger, not experienced, but I'm wondering how many of these middle forward, like, I actually think Phillips Fine is your 11 or 12 so far this season. But some of these other guys, can they play a lot better? Like Howard and Savoy, maybe, but maybe not a lot this year. So that's why I'm worried. Now Hyman's going to come back, but what's the actual ceiling for this? I don't look at a lot of these guys and say they're underperforming. I look at a lot of them and I'm like, well, that might be kind of who he is.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I mean, Podkolzin, we've all talked about Podkolzin. Is he a top 6 winger? Most teams, you probably think he's not. Howard's still trying to figure out his way in the league. Savoy is in the same boat as Howard. Tomasek is actually with the other 3. So, like, that's one line. That's 3 forwards of the 12 that you play that are still trying to find their way. Can you get more out of Frederick? I think there is more there. Is there more out of Henrique? Yes, I think there is. But at the same time, he's kind of had to change his role from when he first came here. Was it New Jersey he came back from, or was it Anaheim?
Yeah, he was Anaheim.
He was Anaheim. So when he was in Anaheim, he was a top 6 forward that was counted on in scoring.
Yes.
He's got skills, but now he's here. He's playing behind McDavid and Draisaitl, so he's changed his game to be more of a defensive forward, but he still has the ability to score more. So can he do a little bit more? I think he can. So when I look at the lineup and I look at it and I say, okay, well, is there opportunity for guys to give more? 100%. Will this lineup look different when Hyman's here? 100%. Because then you have, Nuge, McDavid, Hyman, moves Mangiapane down. In my opinion, he should probably be playing right here with Draisaitl and Roslovic. Now you've got 2 pretty good lines. Just adding that one player in. But right now, I think it's very inexperienced, and I think there's a lot of guys that are trying to figure out where they fit into this lineup.
Well, and they don't grind anybody down.
No, they don't. But I mean, Howard, is he a 4th line left winger?
Well, not ideal. Ideally, you want to be a shooter probably someday.
Yeah, like, this is one of my frustrations, and it dates all the way back to when I played and I was going in the minors, and there was guys that were so skilled in the minors, and Alex Giroux being one of them. Okay, so Alex Giroux is a 6'4", silky. He's not overly fast, but he's got high IQ. He lit up the AHL in a scoring role. So then all of a sudden they call him up and they put him on the 4th line. And no disrespect to Alex Giroux, but he's not a grinding player.
Right.
So how can you expect those results and say, you know what? We got what we wanted out of you if you're not putting him in the role to succeed. And when I look at Howard, and yes, I've just said that he's still trying to figure it out, but we can't sit here and be like, man, this guy's a grinding forward, and that's usually what 4th liners are.
Yes.
So you're not going to be able to lean on him to now wear guys down, because that's just not his game.
You've referenced this, that there's several young players, new players to this team, and that's one thing that's kind of been driving me nuts is when they get down early in a game. But, I referenced the Vancouver game where 3rd period, that's a different looking team. They're skating, they're moving, they're forechecking. But then you still have the lackluster or the low energy from their big dogs. That and even when they score a goal, and this may mean nothing, but I want you to tell me it means nothing. Tell it to my face, because I am of the belief that it does. That why are you showing and setting the tone for this team in that manner, where you say, "Hey guys, we're going to play like complete dog, you know what, for periods 1 and 2, and then we're going to flip a switch and bring it back and make a game of it." All while not having seemingly any fun at all or enjoyment that you're playing professional hockey. What's up with that?
It's been something that's happened since McDavid stepped foot in Edmonton. I wish I could tell you it was nothing, but I think it's something. And I had a coach, Guy Boucher. His whole shtick was effort, energy, enthusiasm. And he kind of went down it and said, well, if you don't have effort, you can't play. If you don't have enthusiasm and energy, you can't play. And right now, when you look at this team, when they don't have any of those three particular things, well, they're dog, you know what.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When they have those things, all of a sudden, we all sit back and we're like, man, that's actually a pretty good team. So what is it that is going to get them to the level where they actually care about it, time in and time out? Is it we don't care about the regular season? Is it we think we're good enough that we can climb out of any hole that we possibly have? I think it's a little bit of both. But the problem is if you don't care about it and you keep going up and down, well, you might not make the playoffs based on the way some of these other teams are playing right now. So I think there's got to be a level of care from that aspect, but at the same time, enjoy it just a tad.
But I think about, and this is why it's so interesting to talk about, because of course the last 2 seasons they started poorly. Well, 2 years ago was outright poorly. Woody got fired. Last year, I think they were 4-5-1 after 10 games. Now they're 4-4-2. So technically they're better this year. But the year they finally broke the playoff drought, remember they started 7-1.
Yes.
They won a couple of games. They lost. They won 5 in a row. And then they lost to Ottawa when Anderson had that shutout when he'd find out that his wife was ill. And that was kind of an emotional game that didn't even feel like a downer because Talbot came out and cheered for him. When he got the star. There was 1 year under Tippett they started 5-0. So yes, they can overcome a bad start. Everybody, I'm just saying you can't keep rolling the dice with a roster that might be a little lower down than the last 2 years. And from a point of view of their opponent. Think about the Mammoth being 8-2. Once you know what, they might not make the playoffs. They might collapse. Maybe they got parts of their lineup they're going to. But think how they're feeling. Instead of being like, here we are, 4-6 again. We're already 11th. They're 8-2. They're sitting there thinking this is great.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is every team wants to play the Oilers hard. So what the Oilers need to realize is that they're not going to get a night off. You have Montreal coming to town. That's they travel historically well. People want to see them. They're a young, exciting team. You play against the Oilers that have been to the dance the last 2 years. Well, you want to prove what you are like as a team against teams like that. So you've become the measuring stick. You've become the hunted. You're no longer the hunter. You're being the hunted.
Yep.
And so every single time you play a game, you're going to get the other team's A game. And that's, to me, it's like a privilege because you've earned that. But at the same time, I don't want to just sit back and be the hunted. I want to go out there and assert my dominance over some of these other teams. And I think that's the frustrating part of the whole situation is because you have the ability to do that despite what the roster looks like. This is still a very good roster.
Sure.
And so to me, it's why not want to assert your dominance over teams?
Belzy, one of the most interesting things a player ever said to me in an interview, Alex Chason was here. He was very well-spoken, and he had one really good year here.
Yep.
And he'd come from the Capitals, and he said, our goal in Washington when we played at home was to be up 2-0 by the time the game was 10 minutes old.
Yes.
I have never heard the Oilers say anything along the lines of, well, yeah, we want to defend home ice. Yeah, we want to start. But they flat out had a score goal. We're +2 on the scoreboard 10 minutes into the game. Think about how that would affect your approach to your first few shifts of the night.
Well, there's lots of teams out there that they had specific goals. And I remember Omaha Exarban Knights. They played in a smaller building. and their boards were loud. And the first period was like either you're being carried out or they're up 3-0 because they came out so hard. And it was like infectious across the entire team. So there was the goal. In Chicago, they tried to light the building on fire every single night with all their pyro. You got smoke in your eyes, but they had a fast team. So then all of a sudden you're sitting back and you're like, what is going on? Because they're buzzing around you, and they usually were up 3-0. So teams that can set the tone and they have the support of the fans and the fans are loud, I think it becomes advantageous because it's a true home ice advantage.
Right.
And it's like, we joke about it here, going to Columbus in January on a Tuesday. Sleepy. But if you come out and you're Columbus and you're like, you're trying to get 17 hits in the period, and that team walks in sleepy, like it's probably going to be a blowout. And so that's kind of like the mentality that you're hoping that the Oilers start to develop, because it's like it's a hunger and it's a want because they have the ability. Like this lineup to me, well, Nuge can score, McDavid can score, Mangiapane can score, Roslovic can score. He had 22, 19, 5-on-5. Like that's nothing to sneeze about.
Right.
So like they have guys that can put the puck in the net, but at some point they got to come out and say, okay, enough's enough. Like, let's go. Like, let's get going. Because I still think there's we can get into this game whenever we want and we'll battle back because we have the two best players in the world. I do think that is part of it.
I think Perry's a big loss, though I understand there's a point where you just can't keep paying everybody what they want. And I wonder, we haven't talked about this a lot. I know the power play is still very good. I wonder about, and we'll see how it shakes out. I think Gulletson was a loss. Well, I know Gulletson was a loss. Like several years here,
they liked him a lot.
Head coach mentality, but knew his role as an assistant, but could carry himself like a head coach. Probably knew exactly what. I mean, you're right. I think he did a lot for the. And this isn't a knock at the new guys because I'm sure they're finding their way too. But I do think his absence is probably noticed as they've started a new season.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of changes behind the bench, and guys are trying to figure out where those coaches are sitting, and what makes them tick versus how do I get through to the players and get them going. So I think there is a lot of different factors behind the scenes that may be adding to it. But I mean, still at the end of the day, coaches, new coaches, old coaches, doesn't really matter. Like you got to get in there and start to play.
Yeah, there's personal responsibility.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of a pride to it. And once again, they're 4-4 and was it what 4-4-1 or
4-4-2? Yeah.
So while we're sitting here talking, being like they need to get going, they're still 500.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just the fact that they have such a good lineup. We have all seen them have the ability to do more and to have a better game, and that's why I think it's so frustrating, and that's why people are all down on them. Because they have the ability to do it. Well, why can't we just get, like, playoff hockey is 100%. Well, give me like 70 or 80.
Right.
Not 50 or 40.
Bellsy, you're a wise man. Are you on the station tonight?
I am, yeah. Working with Tommy.
6:30 with Tommy-ish,
6:30.
whenever he brings you in?
Yeah, whenever he brings me in.
Tell you what, I want to remind people, they can text the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999, presented by River Crew Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu. That's Sundays and Mondays, 5 p.m. to close. Are you ready for clue number 2 in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game? Now, Bellsy knows who it is.
I do. I guessed it.
And he's sworn to secrecy. Clue number 2 is 98. So the first clue was 99. The second clue is 98. What is going on?
It's going to get spicy.
It's going to be good. Well, somebody might get it third clue. Fourth clue is a giveaway, I think.
Yeah, I would. Well, no.
No, you
I
don't
think
think
the fourth clue is going to be the one.
Yeah, that's
I'm not sure. I'm not
You don't
sure
think
third.
somebody will get it on the third?
Yeah, unless they're really.
If they got to think like me, I guess.
Yes, and not everybody does.
No, very few people.
Very few.
What are you going to do?
That's an understatement. Yeah.
Shawn Belle, he's our regular Tuesday guest during the hockey season. He's on the Hangout. When are you on the Hangout next? Is it tomorrow already?
Tomorrow.
Was that your day?
Yep.
He's on the Oil Stream. Oh, you're on Hello Hockey. You're on like a lot of stuff. You're a busy guy.
You're a big deal. Hey?
Trying to get out a little bit more. Want you guys to see my face.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
or hear your voice, however they're consuming us. If you're on YouTube, by the way, give Bellsy and us a thumbs up. If you've already thumbed up the show, click share, send the link off to somebody else. Say, hey, check these guys out. They're having a good time. They're talking Oilers, talking baseball, and having a pretty good time. All right, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
It's a treat to have you here in person.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Go to the technical desk. It's the Coop.
The Oilers look to tame the Mammoth, who've won 7 straight games. Stuart Skinner, the expected starter for the Oilers. Kirill Vejmelka for Utah. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson set the table for the game. They go live at 6:30 right here on EST. 3 games are underway in the NHL. 2 in the first intermission. Pittsburgh and Philly tied at 1 apiece, and the Leafs trailing 1-0 to the Flames after 20 minutes. Out west, George Springer is not in the starting lineup for the Jays. For Game 4 of the World Series, Nathan Lucas will lead off in Springer's place. Bo Bichette set to serve as the designated hitter as well, with Springer leaving Game 3 early with right side discomfort after taking an awkward swing at home plate in the 7th inning. Shane Bieber gets the ball for Toronto. Shohei Ohtani pitching for the Dodgers. LA up 2-1 in the series. First pitch at 6 o'clock. And on the court, it's the Knicks tipping off with the Bucks. The Kings and Thunder clashing while the Clippers face the Warriors for the late game tonight. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sports Medicine. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment today. The Reid Wilkins Show carries on after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The EST Hangout.
We have this producer, his name's Zach. He takes girls on dates thrifting. So
please, you found your match.
Yeah.
Zach, where are you at? He's really
he
tall.
Smiles a lot.
Mm-hmm. Where is he?
He's technically sound.
Zach, come here. He'll be here.
He's very chatty.
He's very chatty.
Very
How
chatty.
do women react when he says, I'm taking you to the... I
don't know.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Canada is ready to party like it's 1993. That's right, the Blue Jays are back in the big one. Create space for your watch party with Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
EST Afternoons.
Oilers new guys. Mangiapane, Phillips, Lazar, Roslovic, Howard, Tomashek, Deloy, and don't kill the messenger. Kris Knoblauch said Trent Frederick. He's like a new guy on the team. So 10 goals from the new forwards in 10 games.
I'm okay with it. Like you said, it's new guys coming in. Would I like to see that number double in the next 10 games? Definitely.
Yes.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Where holiday cheer meets great beer. This season, celebrate at the Canadian Brewhouse. From plated dinners and festive buffets to casual pub-style parties, we've got the perfect space for your crew. Book your holiday party today at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
The Oil Stream.
Those guys make $20 million, and I would say those two guys are probably most largely to blame for this poor start this year. Bouchard was minus 10 going into the game last night.
I know Bouch has been getting ripped, and rightfully so, but man, there is nothing right now that I'm seeing in Darnell Nurse's game that Troy Stetcher can't do.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Great to have Shawn, Belle in studio. Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. Players can get a $50 casino bonus by depositing $50 using the code EST Casino. You can get a $50 free sports bet by depositing $50. Use the code EST Sports, and don't forget to use your game sense. How do they get to Jay's Play of the Day, buddy?
Go to playalberta.ca, click on sports, EST specials, and you will see it sitting right there. It's the Dylan Gunther spike bet / Jay's Play of the Day. Dylan Gunther, 2 or more points tonight. That has been boosted quite nicely, plus 300.
All right. The Mammoth rolling. They've won 7 straight. The Oilers not rolling. What are they doing?
Nothing.
Sort of sitting there. They're kind of like a toad. They're just like a watchful toad. You know how you see a picture of a toad sitting on the side of the pond? Well, should I try to get a fly? Should I dive into the pond? No, I'll just keep sitting here looking around. The Oilers are a big toad.
That's a good way to describe them. I would say like skipping rocks. Just down by the down by the pond,
they're just whiling the time away.
Yeah, wading in the water. Just throwing a couple rocks here and there.
All right.
Yeah. Not really engaged in much in life. Just, passing time.
These aren't bad. They're not good.
They're
just here.
I'm just here skipping rocks.
Yeah.
Leave me be.
Give us a thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube. We try to get to at least 100 every show just to set a nice milestone, and it does help us build the algorithm for the show. So it'll recommend Edmonton Sports Talk to like-minded people and keep growing our audience, which we've been working hard to do and have done a pretty good job at over the 2+ years that Edmonton Sports Talk has existed. We also bring you the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel! Understood. I didn't mean to say diesel that maniacally. Well, it's Halloween week.
It's okay.
Yeah. He's the diesel man. Who do you want to hear from? We got Knoblauch, we got Leon, and we got Nurse. Who do you want to hear from?
Leon Draisaitl.
Leon Draisaitl. Third periods have been good. What about the rest of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the urgency just needs to be ramped up a little bit early on, right? Can always be chasing 2-0, and then you're scrambling, to throw different lines out together that can get something going. So I think the urgency just, can be a little bit higher from the get-go and, get off to a better start.
Yeah, it would be great. It'd be great to see that. I don't know what else to say.
It's kind of like you're just beating the same drum.
Yeah. And I know other teams are trying to start well too, but that's pro sports. It's being able to beat teams when they're trying really hard too and have really good players, Yeah,
they're pro athletes.
They're all pro athletes. So anyway, yeah, they know it though. We'll see. Here's Kris Knoblauch on. I said so. You got these third period rallies. Is that frustrating? Because why didn't you play that way the whole game? Or is that helpful because you know that your team can reach that level?
Well, third period's the most important period. And if you're going to have a strong period, you want, as a coach, to see your players perform in that period. But you can't win many games if it's just the third period. So, one, I do like that we have had strong performances at the end of the games, but we need to be able to put together closer to a 60-minute game. And, there's always going to be times where the other team's going to have a push. You're not going to be able to dominate for 60 minutes. It rarely happens just because every team's so good. But we need to find ways to have more of a push for the 60 minutes.
Well, and I think that's sort of what I've been saying. I rarely have got the sense in a game this year where, okay, the Oilers have the momentum, like they're coming. Or you look back and you say, hey, you know what? close game at times, but there was that 12-minute stretch in the second period. The Oilers throttled them.
Yeah.
Right? And that's and he's right. I mean, it's the NHL. Rarely do you dominate. I mean, you could sometimes there's a game that ends 4-2, and you'll say, "Oh man, they dominated. They controlled the game." 4-2 doesn't seem that bad, but one team always sort of had that control. I mean, they did it to Vancouver, and they haven't really done it since. Even the games they won, like that Ottawa game. No, you thought they played better than I did in that game. But it's not like they were blowing the doors off them. They were up 2-0, and then they gave away the lead to the first 2 minutes of the third period.
They haven't blown the doors off anybody.
No, Montreal they had a decent third period. They were aided by the power plays, and we broke down all those. I'm not going to revisit that. And then, Seattle third period, fine. And I get what Knoblauch's saying. The third period is the most important period of the game. And we talk about this a lot in hockey and in football. Those are the two sports we talk about. But even, baseball last night, late game situations. But you have to be a little closer so execution in the late game makes more difference. Like, hey, Podkolzin scores a goal with a minute left, it wins you the game. But if you play poorly enough that you're down 4-1 and you score with a minute left, well, so what? You won the late game situation, but you were in such a big hole from the earlier game.
Yeah, and I wrote that down. The third period is the most important period. I think it is the most important period generally, and especially when you lay an egg in the first period or you don't come out fast and intense with energy in the first period. Well, yeah, it's naturally going to put a lot more pressure on the performance of the third period. So I would never, I'm sorry, Reid, I would never as a coach say that. The third period's the most important period. They're all important, and they all have varying levels of importance based on what happened before. The second period could be but why don't you have the mentality that the first, like what you said to Bellsy, hey, let's come out at home, be up 2-0 before the 10-minute mark. Let's put our stamp on this game. That should be the attitude. Work on having a good start, then you can worry about taking care of the finish. Because right now the start is simply non-existent.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's like I told you, a couple people you have said to me, they're kind of not fun to watch. Like there's not a lot of action some nights. It's not a lot of, oh man. Like as I've said, well, the Oilers are buzzing. Oh, they didn't score that period, but they're right there. It's kind of like, well, yeah, they didn't score that period. Imagine that. Because they took 12 shots from the top of the circle.
Yeah.
Like even some periods they've outshot other teams. And I'm like, how did they outshoot the other team? It doesn't seem like the shots were that dangerous. We'll see. I mean, I know, I think people feel as if I'm being kind of negative, but I can only tell you how I feel and what I see. Maybe they're going to go win the next 8 games and we'll be like, oh yeah, of course, that's the Oilers we've come to know and love. I don't know.
It would certainly be encouraging if you saw a bit of a flip of a switch from this team, which currently you're starting to get me on your side as well in believing that maybe this is just it. Maybe you can't ask for more from Roslovic right now. Or Trent Frederick, or Tomashik, or Mangiapane. I mean, although Mangiapane's been quite productive.
I think he kind of is who he is. Like, he's not awesome, but he's involved. Here's, by the way, Knoblauch on Roslovic.
Okay.
I've been very impressed with Jack. Coming here, he knew it was going to be a bit of a slow start. No training camp, no exhibition games, and now just joining our team. I think he's coming in and... pretty quiet the first 2 games, which was expected just because he hadn't had all that playing time, exhibition. But he's got better and better every game, and now he's very, I wouldn't say dominant, but he's a very strong player for us, doing a lot of things that are important. We saw him score that goal the other night, which is... what we want, 5-on-5 scoring, him being able to chip in, but making so many other plays, like just being able to carry the puck in the offensive zone so we don't have to chip and chase and try and establish a forecheck. He has the skill and the speed to be able to, carry the puck in and set up some offense for us. So I've been very happy with his play, and I assume that it'll just continue to get stronger.
Well, I hope so. I would agree that Roslovic's last couple of games have been his best. It's always great to score, which he did. Again, the thing with him is, can he grind? Can he get to the net? Can he consistently forecheck and create chances? I would say most of the league doesn't perceive him that way because nobody signed him until the Oilers signed him. Wasn't it during the home opener? Yeah, it was. It was during the home opener.
And maybe there's something to that. No training camp, right?
I would agree with that. That's certainly going to affect him. Do I think he's going to be an awesome player?
So maybe there is a potential, Reid, honestly, for a little bit more upside to Roslovic's game, given that he's maybe getting his legs underneath him now. I mean, certainly playing with Draisaitl, like I said, against Vancouver, I thought that was Edmonton's best line.
Yeah, it kind of got going after a while, for sure.
It did.
Yeah. The 55-yard line is in the nasty chat. All parts of the field are equally important. The red zone gets too much credit, just like all parts of the game are equally important. Well, 55-yard line, enjoy your upcoming final full season in the CFL.
Yeah, we'll miss you.
Second to last playoffs. Poor 55-yard line.
Poor 55-yard line is right. Doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah. 780-218-9999 is how you text us the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, $18.99 prime rib special. That's available 7 days a week from 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night, except on show nights. That's available for dine-in and takeout. All right, should we do clue number 3 in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game? By the way, keep giving us the thumbs up on YouTube. Let's keep climbing to 100. The third clue, and you're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. The third clue is Oilers. So the 3 clues so far, 99, 98, and Oilers. Okay? We'll see if someone gets it now. They might. You have to text the afternoon inbox, courtesy River Cree Resort Casino, 780-218-9999 to win. Don't post in the nasty chat. Don't email because we're not going to acknowledge those submissions. Oh, and maximum 3 guesses per person. I think most people know that rule by now, but just in case I didn't say it earlier. Makes sense?
Yep.
Well, it makes sense to you, obviously.
Perfect sense.
Hopefully it makes sense to other people as well. All right, Tom Gazzola is coming up. We'll see if we get a winner. We're going to have our words of the day for the Edmonton Public Library. We'll have some more audio from after the Oilers morning skate. Here's the 5 o'clock break.
2 guys and a goalie.
The Blue Jays shouldn't pitch to Ohtani again in this series.
Pirate, why risk it? Unless the bases are loaded, you might even still walk in a
depending
run.
on the matchup, I'd probably either give up 1 run than 4. It sounds crazy, but that guy's so good.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
Honey, where are we going to put all of our summer stuff?
In the kids' room.
What?
Mom, a little help?
Need extra space at home? Get it back with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
The Oilers and Mammoth duke it out from Edmonton, having Utah on a 7-game heater. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which airs at 6:30 right here on EST. And according to Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic, Thomas Harley and the Stars are finalizing an 8-year contract worth just over $10.5 million per season. And all 32 teams are in action tonight. Penguins and Flyers tied at 1 apiece early in the second. Meanwhile, a minute into the middle frame, Maple Leafs trailing the Flames 1-0. We also have the Golden Knights and Hurricanes locked at 1 apiece. Pavel Dorofeyev scoring for Vegas. There's just about 6 minutes in the opening frame for that one. Meanwhile, George Springer is not in the Blue Jays lineup for Game 4 of the World Series. He's out with right side discomfort, which forced him out of Game 3 when he took a swing in the 7th inning last night. Bo Bichette becomes the designated hitter for the squad. Nathan Lucas taking leadoff duties. It's Shane Bieber, the pitcher for Toronto. Shohei Ohtani for LA. First pitch at 6 o'clock. In NBA action, there's 5 games on tap. Philly and Washington hit the floor momentarily before Charlotte tips off with Miami. This is the Reid Wilkins Show. You're locked in. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 3 starts right now.
What are they saying? Right side discomfort. It's got to be more serious than that. I feel they shouldn't have been allowed to say that for George Springer. Right?
Yeah, that's an odd
one.
one.
It should have been like he's got a pulled muscle or he's got a right side injury. Right side discomfort kind of downplays the injury. Because really, I think if you went to your coach or your manager and said, I got discomfort, if I were the manager, I'd be like, okay, well, you can play though, right? Whereas opposed to say, like, I'm in a lot of pain, or I've pulled a muscle, or I've torn a muscle, or I've broken a bone. I have right side discomfort. Yeah, guess what? I have bowel discomfort most of the day.
TMI.
So sorry.
TMI, Reid Rick.
I better stop. I better stop.
Why? Well, keep telling us about your bowel discomfort. Is that what you said?
Reid Wilkins is not available. He has gas discomfort.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Here is Kris Knoblauch on moving the deep pairings around.
Right now, I think it's important that we switched up our deep pairs and had guys playing just with different partners. I just think with the way everyone's game is at right now, that we felt that some kind of switch had to be made. Whether this is a long-term or short-term thing, we'll find out. There was a good step with that top pair the other night with Darnell and Bush. If they can continue to play like that and get better and become a dominant pair, then maybe we keep them together. But I don't think it's something that we are saying this is the way it's going to be.
All right. Yeah, Nurse with Bouchard today, Ekholm with Wallman, and Kulak and Emerson is how they are expected to line up. Booski says general body soreness. That should be what they say. I think somebody in hockey did that once. They said he's out with general body pain or something.
Isn't that just adult life after 40?
Well, yeah. It's like, to me, it's like, well, what's slowing me down today? Oh.
Well, Matt, I'm not going to be able to make it in today for the Reid Wilkins show.
Yeah,
I'm suffering from general body soreness.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and I'll still be the same level of soreness.
Yes. Yeah, obviously, we're not trying to make fun of Springer's injury because obviously he can't play. I just didn't think they would call it
the wording of it.
What did they call it? Right side. What did they say, Coop? Right side body discomfort. Right side discomfort.
Yeah, they said right side body discomfort or right side discomfort, but now it's since been updated to a right side injury.
Okay,
but that's what Schneider originally said.
Well, that's big
the right side
is
half your body. That's a lot.
Yeah, like where?
A lot of options there.
Could be in a variety. It would be funny if it's like exactly the right half of his body, like right down the middle. Like they're poking. Does this hurt? Yeah. Does this hurt? Yeah. This? No, that's good.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. Oilers and Mammoth at 7:30. Blue Jays game in about an hour. Game 4 of the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it's Bieber against Ohtani. And Bieber was there last night. The other Bieber.
Yeah.
Sandy Koufax was there.
Sandy Koufax.
Looked like he could still pitch, and
Sandy
they might have needed him.
Looked great.
Yeah. Who else?
Were you an Entourage guy?
No.
Oh.
Well, you can tell it, though.
In Entourage, they set up the Turtles' cousin, Ronnie, thought that Sandy Koufax was going to pass away. So they went to a Sandy Koufax estate sale, and bought like his first jersey because they thought they'd get it for now, like $50,000, and then the price would triple when Koufax passed away.
Right.
So I had to chuckle when I saw Sandy Koufax there last night.
Who else did they show? Matt Johnson's there, obviously.
Yeah.
Sajak, and isn't Mary Hart behind all the home plates?
Pat Sajak was there.
Yeah,
Marlin Man was there.
Who's that?
The guy in the orange behind home plate at all these playoff games.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what his story is.
He just wears orange.
If Marlin Man sat down beside me, I wouldn't like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be concerned.
Does he stink?
Must.
He must. You must stink. 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 Oh, jeez. Speaking of gassy discomfort, portions of this hour, by the way, presented by Little Buckaroo Design. Since 2015, Little Buckaroo Design in New Sarepta has been saying, heck yeah, we can do that. From heat press and embroidery to rhinestones, sublimation, DTF, signs, and custom decals.
Decal!
Michelle and her team can make it happen. Stop by the showroom at 5063 Center Ave in New Sarepta. You can also call 780-984-2872 or check out their website, littlebuckaroodesign.ca. So it's LIL buckaroodesign.ca. Great people.
Heck yeah. I got a note from them the other day. Apparently, I'm a bit of a celebrity in their office.
Oh, how so?
Well, they have a picture of me making some sort of gesture like this that they took a screenshot when they brought those awesome shirts they made for us.
Yeah, great
the Son of an AM Nasty. So that's hung proudly in their front entry.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. New Sarepta, Center Ave in New Sarepta. Probably the avenue right in the middle of the town.
Hopefully.
I was saying last week about how small towns, there usually aren't that many avenues and streets.
I hope Center Ave is in the center.
Yeah. We'll have to go to, maybe we could do a show from New Sarepta.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Is there an old Sarepta or just a Sarepta?
Oh, you didn't hear about old Sarepta?
Oh, no.
Oh, there's a story there.
There's a story there. Jablonski, what did you do with Sarepta? I moved it.
Where is old Sarepta? I don't know. But here, what, new Sarepta?
Oh, good old Jablonski.
There has to be an old Sarepta.
Well, where does new Sarepta come from?
I mean, this is one of life's greatest mysteries.
Where is original Sarepta? The ancient Phoenician city of Sarepta was located on the Mediterranean coast of today's Lebanon. So there we go. This is the new. It was also mentioned in the Old Testament as the home of Elijah during a drought and a famine. So there you go. So then there were settlers who established a new village in what was then Canada's Northwest Territories.
Oh, because it's okay. Yeah,
so the original Sarepta is in the Middle East, or I guess the Mediterranean coast.
When Alberta split from the Northwest Territories in 1905, the government added new to the name.
Oh, there you go.
So there is no. Well, I guess Old Sarepta is across the ocean, or is Old Sarepta just gone?
I don't know. We'll have to go there.
Not to be forgotten. So,
do we have a winner, by the way? Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game?
We do not.
Okay. The clues, 99, 98, and Oilers. You have to text your guesses to 780-218-9999. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. I'll give the next clue in a few minutes. I think that'll be a bit of a giveaway. I hope. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So tonight, what do we have? 32 NHL, not games. All 32 teams are playing. How many have started already again, Coop?
I think 5 now.
Then our game's at 7:30, and the Blue Jays play. So what are you doing for? This is what we want to know. What's your viewing setup for tonight?
Do you know it's the Frozen Frenzy tonight?
It's the Frozen Frenzy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not just a frenzy. It's a frozen frenzy. Then we have the guy yelling from the song.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do this. Give me 1 second here. Okay, go ahead, Reid.
It's not just a frenzy. It's a frozen frenzy.
SD worthy. That.
No, I hope that moment, eh?
Mm-hmm. Moment of the year.
So 7:30. So maybe you're interested in earlier NHL games. 7:30 Oilers game, 6 o'clock World Series game. What are you doing for your viewing setup? Are you flipping back and forth? Do you set up a second screen, second TV, laptop, watching your phone, follow on social media, or do you just say, no, that's what I'm watching? I'll flip sparingly. We want to know. Because on Saturday, I was going to prioritize the Blue Jays game over the Oilers game for the first period. Because I thought, you know what, the Oilers play again on Sunday. Of course, I got to watch the Oilers, but if I can go back and watch the first period. Mm-hmm. But then the Dodgers were kind of in control of that game, and Yamamoto was pitching very well. So I pretty much just watched the Oilers game over the World Series. Last night, pretty much no thought of Monday Night Football. I flipped over a couple times. I was watching with my mom and dad. By the way, Bob and Louise Wilkins stayed up for the entire Blue Jays game.
Last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the wrong button. That's the wrong button.
I don't even know what's happening
anymore.
I
was just going to do this.
Oh, there we go.
Well done.
So, last night, no thought. Now tonight, I'm at the Oilers game. So clearly that's going to be the priority. But somebody might have the Blue Jays on a laptop, so there might be some following along or watching highlights or whatever. But people at home, what are you going to do tonight?
Well, I will be listening to the Blue Jays broadcast on my way home.
Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Yes. Then, when I get home, I'm going to turn on the Blue Jays game. Because I'll get home at about 6:45, 6:50.
Right.
And then I'm going to see and take the temperature of that game.
I guess that's the beauty of it with potentially 4 or 5 innings gone before the Oilers start.
I'm sorry, but if the Blue Jays are up 4-1 after the second inning, I don't know if I'm turning over to the Oilers game. I will check. Maybe possibly during the 7th inning stretch.
So what if it's at 7:30 and it's 6-2 Dodgers?
Oilers.
What if it's 7:30 and it's 6-2 Blue Jays?
Gotta stay.
You gotta stick with the Jays?
Gotta stick with it.
And obviously if it's 2-2
well,
in the 6th, your pitcher's duel or whatever, you're sticking with the Blue Jays.
Given that they used 19 pitchers between both games last night, there might be some late game theatrics.
You think there's going to be some runs tonight, especially later on in the game?
There might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be it's a great sports night. We're in a great time of the year. This is a great time to be a fan of sports. Yay, sports!
Yeah, sports are good. Yeah.
Yes. But I think I might set up the laptop. See, my TV screen is up a little higher on our TV stand.
Right.
But then below where the components go, I could make room there and put my laptop there so I can be watching both.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
You know, it's a real shame I don't have picture-in-picture availability.
Yeah, we need picture-in-picture televisions again.
Where's Pip?
Where's
what
the real
happened to Pip? Gosh darn it.
Jasmine says the Blue Jays get the TV, the Oilers get MacBook. What? Who's MacBook? Is that another rapper?
Maybe that's maybe that is a Mac, like a
Return of the Mac. There was a song called that.
The Mac.
Return of the Mac. That's who that.
That's what it is.
That's who that is. All right.
In trouble, trying to get away. He will not. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? He throws it away. It's picked up and brought back by Captain Thomas. Touchdown, Hamilton. What is happening? The Ticats strike again.
There's no reason to play that. I just thought it'd be funny to play.
Mex makes a great point in the chat. Mex says better chance that Jack Michaels spoils the Blue Jays score than Buck Martinez spoils the Oilers.
Well, yeah, the World Series broadcast is not mentioning any other score.
There's probably 0% chance that Buck Martinez. Can you imagine though?
And just for people checking it out, that's a horrible Buck Martinez.
That's pretty good. Go on.
And just for people checking it out, because he has a different kind of cadence.
Yes. Carry on.
The Edmonton Oilers playing a regular season game tonight against the Utah Mammoth. And it's 8-1 Oilers after 2.
Ooh. Well, then
it's 8-1 Oilers after 2. Then could I do a Schulman? He's got such a rich voice.
Schulman's so good. Did you hear of the story he told on the broadcast where he said this game is so long that my wife
flew to LA
and made her way to the hotel, checked into the hotel, and was then going to be in bed.
Yeah.
In the time they talked just before the broadcast. So she flew across North America.
Yeah.
In the same amount of time. Like that was just
That's a long flight going that way. Okay. Tom Gazzola's coming up. He's probably waiting and wondering why we haven't already brought him in. Fourth clue, Hudson's Canada's pub mystery athlete of the game is Spartans. I think this will give it away. 99, 98, Oilers, and Spartans. You got to text in 780-218-9999 to win it. EST presented by Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery. All in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. Coop, go now.
The 4-4-2 Oilers host the 8-2 Mammoth. Utah winning their last 7 games. Tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson tee up the action. Coverage starts at 6:30 right here on EST. And according to Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic, the Stars and defenseman Thomas Harley are finalizing an 8-year deal worth $10.5 million per season. 5 games are live right now on the NHL. Toronto and Calgary tied at 1. Flyers up 2-1 over the Penguins as well. Both of those games midway through the first. And Pavel Dorofeyev has 2 goals for Vegas, putting them up 2-1 over Carolina after 20 minutes. World Series action. It's Game 4 between the Jays and Dodgers. Toronto's George Springer out with a right side injury. Springer leaving Game 3 after an awkward swing in the 7th. Before undergoing an MRI. Bo Bichette will serve as the designated hitter. Nathan Lucas taking lead off duties. And on the court, there's one game underway. 76ers leading the Wizards 21-16 with 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Tom Gazzola checks in after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
It's wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. Two bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly welcomes one of today's hottest country stars, Dallas Smith.
Like a man.
CCMA award winner, countless chart-topping hits. Dallas Smith, November 1st in the venue.
How do you miss me? Yeah. Baby, how do you miss me?
Hurry, get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Canada is ready to party like it's 1993. That's right, the Blue Jays are back in the big one. Create space for your watch party with Sentinel Storage, official storage provider of the Toronto Blue Jays. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
All right, we have a winner, Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Someone is getting a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. That person is Dudley. Dudley.
Dun, da, da, da.
All right.
Now, there were...
Few people
again,
got it.
A few people got it. Dudley was the first to get it. So, yeah, the clues were, Reid?
99, 98, Oilers and Spartans. This person was drafted 99th overall in 1998. He's being cheeky. Played for the Oilers, played for the Michigan State Spartans. It's Shawn Horkoff, of course. Easy one. We have a Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game every Oilers game day on weekdays here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. We're going to go to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. Tom Gazzola's checking in. Hi, Tom. It's Reid and Jay.
Hi, Reid and Jay. What's up?
Well, we're just hosting our talk show. What's up with you?
I'm joining your talk show. It's always an honor to be on the Oil Country Towing hotline. Thank you for having me.
Did you watch baseball last night?
I watched a lot of baseball last night. That was wild. I stayed till the end, boys. I was kind of hoping for the chaos of position players on the mound, but in the same breath, like, it's kind of good that it just ended that way. Like, get it over with. It's too bad for Jays fans, honestly, but Freddie Freeman, ironically enough, the Canadian quote unquote ending it straightaway shot. It was merciful to get that game over and done with, but that's a tough one. We'll see if the Jays bounce back.
There was, I mean, I know they reported that Verducci had suggested that, but I thought there's zero chance they're going to a position player. I mean, they were warming up Yamamoto.
Well, Bieber was up.
Yeah, and even Bieber was up. That's
Bieber
right.
was up and moving around.
Yeah, you're throwing off your rotation before you're going to a position, because that's an automatic loss. You can't lose.
Right.
You can't lose with a position player on the mound.
I was hoping for it, and I know it wasn't that realistic. But it's just a game like that that's so crazy. Add to the zaniness. Get a position player in there, and whoever survives gets to champion their night. But didn't happen. It's too bad.
All right, Oilers tonight. You got the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show coming up at 6:30, and then you're on after the game as well to break it down. I'll join you for that for Reid's Read, presented by Ewell. I want to just get your overall take on how the Oilers are playing. They're 4-4-2. After 10 games last year, they were 4-5-1. So yes, it is an improvement. I'll grant everybody that. What's your overall, bullet points here of how the team is performing?
Not as good as it should. I'll start with that. I think we can all agree to it. The same themes have popped up basically since that first Vancouver game. They hit the road for 5 in a row, and they're just kind of out there. and it doesn't look like they're taking the play to the opposition. They crank it up when they're down late in games. We see a lot of McDavid and Draisaitl together. We openly mock lineups at practice because we know they're not sticking together. That's been a very, very recurring theme. It was interesting to see Kris Knoblauch come under fire post-game on Sunday night. But to me, guys, when that's happening, it's the fan base just looking for solutions, right? They want this team to have success. They want it to be better. And people are just searching for something that might fix things. But I mean, they're not going to change their coach again. This guy's one of the winningest coaches percentage-wise, I think, all time, certainly in Oilers history. He knows which buttons to push. But you know what's frustrating? I'll end it with this. Is this core group of guys has been together for a long time. Yep, they've got to the Stanley Cup final a couple of times in a row. They've been beaten 4 straight seasons by the eventual Stanley Cup champion. But they stoop to the level of their opposition, or they look like they're unmotivated, or they just kind of go into a game and go, whatever. And it just frustrates the living daylights out of the fan base. And you just think it to yourself, why can't you take a game away from the drop of the puck and assert your will and dominate? Because the talent's certainly there. I don't know if the killer instinct is. But having said that, watch, they'll go like 8-2 in the next 10 out of the Utah Mammoth. And we'll be sitting there going, I knew it. I knew this team had it in them. We love these guys. They're back to normal. That's just the way they are in the wild roller coaster ride that is oil country.
Tom, I mean, like, pretty much all of us, we've been involved in team sports. And it's at what point does maybe not the entire fan base, and maybe you've seen it already, but at what point does the leadership core of this Oilers locker room need to be not questioned or called out, but how much more of this, lackluster effort can Oilers fans expect without, questioning that leadership core and saying, look, this is somewhat, at least for me, at least my opinion is that this falls on your shoulders.
I'd say they are being questioned. We've seen it on the post-game show, Jay. I more than once from more than just a couple of people. It's kind of been something that's popped up. It's popped up in years past for sure. I don't know. Like it's hard to. It's easy to discuss post-game when they lose a game you think they should win, right? But when they have put the track record together that they have built over the course of the last, let's call it the body of work that they've built up over the last few years, you're always like, yeah, you could call them out for a bad 10 games, but really you kind of know in the back of your mind they're going to clean it up and they're going to be fine and they're going to go on a couple of nice runs and they'll be back atop the Pacific Division standings. It's just not there right now. It's okay to call them out. It's okay to be frustrated and annoyed, but it's also early. And like Reid said, call it is an improvement, a very slight one over last year. And they seem to have done quite well last year. It's just, they do things the hard way and they don't have to. It's like that kid that has all the potential in the world in school, but is just constantly raking in like 53% on tests, even though they're brilliant. That's kind of like these guys. They're great. Why can't you just do it every single day? Because we know it's there. We've seen it. It's kind of frustrating that way. So if that's a decent comparison, I'll go with that.
You make a good point. Like it's this whole McDavid Draisaitl era, as we call it, and now they've been in the playoffs. What are we at? 6 consecutive years?
Yeah.
So they have. They have home ice advantage against LA 4 years ago, and it goes 7. LA had no doubting. Like they should have kicked the crap out of them. Goes 7 games. And then the 2 series that they win the most convincingly were this past year against Vegas and Dallas. They win in 5, and it was like, well, and a lot of us were like, well, clearly they're going to lose. Clearly they're not that. So they are kind of confounding to discuss for sure. What do you think of starting the game, as you pointed out, with Nurse and Bouchard together?
I don't like it, guys. Reid, It was okay, surprisingly, the other night. What a pleasant surprise, I suppose. But in theory, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that are like, well, their underlying numbers suggest this, and those two together are generally a disaster. And I think we called it pregame the other night. It's like, well, DVD said it. It's like Darnell Nurse has been a mess so far through 9 games at that point, 10 now, and Evan Bouchard's been a mess. Essentially 9 out of 10 games. Even the other night, there's some moments, whatever. He made a great pass to Draisaitl on that goal. No denying that.
Yeah.
And I said to DVD, I'm like, 2 messes don't make it clean. So I don't think it should work if for whatever reverse way of thinking, it does somehow, seem to work for a brief period of time. Like, great, you found something to kind of patch things along for a little bit, but I think ultimately we'll probably see them move back to more familiar pairings. I know for a bit the other night we saw it was Ekholm back with Bouchard for a bit and Wallman back with Nurse for a bit, and they kind of flip-flopped in the second and third. I'm at the point, you guys, where it's just you see the lineup and you go, okay, whatever. These lines and these pairings don't really matter because they're not going to last. And I'm like, I don't care, because you think they're consistently rolling the same groups out there, and then in the second period it's different, and then the third period it's different, and you're just like, I don't know. Like, do the coaches even is this part of their plan, or are they just going with what they feel they need and what's working? Are they dropping guys that aren't playing well and letting the passengers sit? Essentially, I'm at the point where it's just like, whoever's going over the bench next, okay, go get them. Have a good shift. Don't get caught in your own zone and get scored on. That's kind of where I'm at with these lines personally.
All right. So game's coming up at 7:30. You're on at 6:30 with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Who do you have?
We've got Shawn Belle. He's in for birthday boy Matt Cassian. Happy birthday to our colleague and friend Matt Cassian. And Cass is enjoying his day with his own family. And so tip of the cap to our boy Matt Cassian. So Belle's in for him. Thank you very much. And we've got Nick Olczyk, who is on the Mammoth broadcast. He's an analyst. If you recognize the name, yes, he is son of Eddie O and nephew of Ricky O. And, that's a great hockey family. They have been for a long time. And I'll tell you what, Nick Olczyk is no different than his dad and his uncle. Just a great hockey mind, great broadcaster. And he gives us the full 101 on the Utah Mammoth. And Tusky, who is undefeated since being unveiled from the depths of some glacier in Utah, I suppose.
Where is Ricky now? Is he Carolina still?
No, he's with Seattle.
Oh, he's Seattle. Actually, right.
Eddie-O is also on the broadcast there with Johnny Forsland. And that's a national caliber broadcast. And they have JT Brown with them as well. It's a really good group of guys. You guys have Everett on. Everett's outstanding. Alkaniski is also there. He played with Joaquin. The people that the Kraken have are phenomenal. And then Nicky O, made his way to Utah and is with the Mammoth now. So he's kind of doing his own thing. But yeah, the Olczyks. I'll tell you this really quickly, boys. When Ricky O was the assistant GM of the Oilers, whenever we went to Chicago, his mom for 3 days would prep pasta, meatballs, and fresh bread, and she would have it catered for the whole plane. And there would be these delicious Chicago deep dish pizzas as the snack after the game when you got on the plane. But everybody would be like, I don't need any deep dish pizza. We know Ricky O and his mom brought and prepped and have everything ready to go for the entire plane. And it was so good. So I had to ask Nick about his grandma's pasta, and it's just molto bene, as we like to say.
How excited are you to see the jerseys in game action today?
Is today the debut?
Yes.
It's today. Yeah. I'm very excited. I think, honestly, I really like them. They're different. They're going to be around. I got some more jersey info that I can't really say much about in regard to the Oilers and the league, actually, for next year. But I'm very excited. I'm just going to leave it there.
What? Tell us. Spill the beans. What do you mean there's new jersey info for next year?
I can't. I got to leave it there. I'm going to tease you, but I'm very excited to see the Oilers' new alternate in its full head-to-toe setup, and I think people are. I see them everywhere, you guys, and all the merch now. So I think people have come around.
The coaches were wearing the all white, I guess the all cream colored tracksuits at the morning skate. They looked
Not
awful.
That must be bad.
I was told by someone I trust who said that Kris Knoblauch is not a fan of the cream coach tracksuit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. It did not look good. Somebody called them Ghostbusters, and how dare
give
they
them blue
besmirch.
pants, maybe. Like give them
Yeah.
give the
Well, Ghostbusters, you would like that then?
No, I dislike it, Jay. That's besmirching Ghostbusters. So
wow.
That's how bad they are. Yeah.
Well, thanks for teasing us, Tom.
Somebody in the Nest chat says, I'm guessing teams are going to switch to wearing white at home next season. I'm going to guess that's not your scoop.
No,
I think they're going to stick with the colored jersey at home.
That is not my scoop.
Yeah, I think that's what they want. They should. I wish they did what some junior leagues do. You switch like after the All-Star break.
It's so much better to see the colored uniforms of the opposing team, the visiting team. Like, I don't want to see the Habs white uniform. I don't want to see the Blackhawks white uniform. I don't want to see the Red Wings white uniform. I want to see the red, the classic red and white, the bleu, blanc et rouge. I want to see the Rangers in the dark uniforms. Like, I don't like seeing every team's white uniform when they come through Edmonton. And I love, the Oilers uniforms. I think they're beautiful. I think they should remain untouched as their main units. But I think the league is better served going back to having the home team wear white.
All right, Tom, I'm going to be on the stream with you tonight, baby.
Yeah, for Reid's Read, brought to you by Ewell.
Yeah, I'm coming in. I'm going to do it.
You better.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah.
Did you figure out your mic? I'm trying something new with this mic today.
Yeah, my mic worked last time, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, it's going to be good. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this. You're a gentleman for working a little extra time to come on the Reid Wilkins Show. See ya.
I love you guys.
All right, Tom Gazzola. He's beloved as well.
Very much.
He's a beloved man.
Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Let's make a final quick push here to get to 100 for the show. You want to do a limerick?
Oh.
From Bronco Nick. I got it.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Oilers and Mammoth take the ice. Hope Knoblauch doesn't take Schneider's advice. No offense required. May get you fired. A split by the Blue Jays would suffice. That was emailed to Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. It's our Irish band, our house band. They're Irish.
We think.
Tom Gazzola, by the way, was coming to us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Great to have them as part of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. All right, we'll get to some more Oilers clips from after the morning skate today. Blue Jays about half an hour away from starting Game 4 of the World Series in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. And for Edmonton Public Library, the words of the day all ahead.
Six games are live in the NHL right now, and later tonight, the Oilers and Mammoth duke it out. Edmonton having Stuart Skinner as a starter tonight. Utah on a 7-game heater. Join Tom Gazzola, Ben Thompson for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which airs at 6:30 right here on EST. And in action right now, the Penguins trail the Flyers 2-1 in the second intermission. It's also tied at 2 apiece entering the third period between the Flames and the Maple Leafs. And early in the second, the Golden Knights hold a 2-1 lead over the Hurricanes. According to Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic, Thomas Harley and the Stars are finalizing an 8-year contract worth just over $10.5 million per season. Meanwhile, George Springer is not in the Blue Jays lineup for Game 4 of the World Series. He has a right side injury which forced him out of Game 3 when he took a swing in the 7th inning last night. Bo Bichette becomes a designated hitter for the squad. Nathan Lucas taking leadoff duties. It's Shane Bieber getting the start for Toronto. Shohei Ohtani for LA. First pitch at 6 o'clock. And on the court right now, just one game underway. 76ers down by 4 points. It's 42-38 against the Wizards with 10 minutes left in the second. The Reid Wilkins Show continues once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Maybe we just don't belong. I say we set it on fire. Maybe we just don't belong. I say we set it on fire.
Oh my goodness. Oilers game night at Rogers Place started a 3-game homestand, 7:30 face-off against the Utah Mammoth. That's that big Tusky thing, you know. Rangers on Thursday, Chicago on Saturday. That is the homestand. We'll see if the Oilers can do a little better. Well, I mean, like I said, their last 8 games have been in 8 different cities. They played 5 on the road, 1 at home, 1 on the road for 2 more. That can affect performance. So, I know I've been kind of down on some things, but maybe that's a factor in how they've been struggling a little bit lately. We are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Win big this football season at the Canadian Brewhouse. Enter for a trip for 2 to Super Bowl 60 plus weekly prizes and $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. If you're taking us in on YouTube, by the way, give us a thumbs up. We need a dozen more to get to 100, so let's make a late push for that. Chris says, had the longest day at work. Hopefully the game ends early tonight. Would be a great night if the Blue Jays and Oilers come out on top. Well, yeah, and probably felt like a longer day at work if you were up late having a long night watching the Blue Jays last night.
Yeah.
Which Jay and I did.
Well, and I had an early morning, too.
Did you get up early? I did not.
Well, because the girls are going to go, they have to go back to school tomorrow. So here we've been in like vacation mode since the start of October. And so my wife and I said, we got to get them up early this morning. So they were up, we had them out of bed at 7. So yeah, it was like 5 hours of sleep for a good old glue guy. I do want to point out Coach Mike on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. He says Knoblauch is going to the same top 6 that finished versus Vancouver.
Yes.
He should keep them together for the homestand. He can blend the bottom 6. He also adds 5 points in his first 10 games, puts Nurse on pace for 41 points. 2 points shy of matching a career high. So I guess he's having an okay start offensively.
Yeah, and I think Nuge is having a good start off. Well, I mean, even Draisaitl and McDavid have points, but especially with McDavid, there's this feeling as if, shouldn't he be a little better? What's their plus minus? And again, I know plus minus isn't everything, but I want to look. Where are my game notes? Bouchard is -9. McDavid's -4. Nuge is -6, though Nuge has 11 points in 6 games. But here's the thing, like Kulak's +4. So when you have Kulak +4 and Bouchard -9, I know, and yes, maybe Kulak gets some better matchups, doesn't always play against the top offensive players, but I do think you can look at plus-minus. The Utah Mammoth have 3 minus players. Tanev is -2, Carcone is -1, and Lawson Krause is -1. Who's their leader? Gunther and Schmaltz are +7. Oh, Ian Cole. Ian Cole is +9. Didn't Ian Cole put the Bouchard puck in his own net in Game 2, Oilers Canucks, in overtime a couple years ago? Pretty sure that was him. Anyway. 780-218-9999 is how you text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Here is, which one do we want to do here? Darnell Nurse with some thoughts on playing with Evan Bouchard.
Obviously, Evan and his ability to move the puck and make plays. Whenever you're out there playing with him, it's a lot of fun to play with him. So I think, my skating and his ability to move the puck, when we're doing it at the levels that we're capable of doing it, I think it makes us very capable of doing good things out there. Defending, I think there's a lot of chatter when we're out there on the ice and talking to each other through different scenarios, as well as when we're both confident and staying up on our gaps and just reading plays. I think we do a good job of reading off each other. So I think the other night we did a lot of those things, but that's a foundation. Hopefully we can build on it.
Okay, well, I know a lot of people don't like that pairing, but Nurse makes a good point. They do have strengths. It's like some players, it's like, wow, they don't really do much. Like Nurse and Bouchard have strengths. Their problem is when their weaknesses rear their ugly heads, that they can make some pretty costly errors. So we'll see. Utah's going to be a good but you know what? Utah's due. They're due to lose. They've won 7 in a row. They're not going to win 79 in a row.
That's a good point. Take it to the book.
Thank you. Yeah. Bet on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Reed's play of the day. Utah will not finish the season 80-2.
Just Utah's due.
Utah's due.
That's Reed's play of the day.
Reed's play of the day. Utah's due.
Then you come out good either way.
Yeah. I'm not saying what they're due for.
No.
Well, I implied it. Our words of the day are presented by Edmonton Public Library. Holiday season just around the corner, and they have the perfect thing to book a team-building event or a family gathering. It's their Cooking for a Cause program. You get an interactive cooking experience with a chef in the kitchen at Stanley A. Milne Library. Go to epl.ca/cooking-for-cause to get more information or to book your party, or just Google that, Edmonton Public Library Cooking for a Cause. I frequently read books from the Edmonton Public Library without even physically going to the library because I use the Libby app. So if you don't already have one, you can get a library card and take books out.
Memberships are free.
Yeah, memberships are free. Like, this is not complicated.
No,
it's not. I think when I first got a membership, it was $12 a year or something like that. I was like, well, I think I can afford it. And now it's like, yeah, they're free. A lot of benefits to using the library for sure.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what
we need 11 thumbs, everybody. Let's go. I don't know what's going on with the thumbs. So it used to be automatic. We would get to 100 thumbs during hockey season. People are slowing down. Don't disappoint me.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
We've already given a thumbs up. You got to encourage others to give a thumbs up. Do not delay. All right.
First word of the day, homologate.
Homologate?
Homologate.
Oh.
Homologate.
Well, I don't know what it means, but I'm going to go. You always say go with your first instinct.
I do.
It's a good one from Chris. So I thought Reid was going to say he had a gift card to the library. We'll see what happens with my Sherwood. Well, I'm going to get a $50 gift card. Maybe I'll get Chris a beer. HOMOLOGATE. Homologate. All right. Well, I'm going to guess it has to do with something becoming one or something that's the same of something else, but I don't
This is a
really
verb.
know. Yeah, I'm going to have to ask for the sentence. I'll sacrifice a half point.
After years of testing, the car model was finally homologated for international competition.
Is it sort of like standardized or put? I don't know. I'll say standardized.
To approve, confirm, or ratify.
Confirm, approve, or ratify. Yeah, okay. Well,
One out of two ain't bad,
I took a
Reid.
stab at it.
You did.
I just like Chucky.
'Tis the season for stabs.
Just like Chucky chasing.
Who did Chucky chase?
Chucky would chase and kill anybody.
Cheese?
No, the doll. the Child's Play doll.
Chuck E. Cheese in my day I was terrified of that thing.
I dreamt last night that Selena Gomez was stabbing me with a fireplace poker.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
That is so
but
weird.
not deep enough to kill me, but like just puncture my skin so I was bleeding all over.
Maybe she wanted your heart.
I think she has a crush on me.
I think she does. That's that's my takeaway. Second word of the day.
What would you do if I showed up with Selena Gomez one day? I was like, oh, hey, me and my friend.
I'd be like, I knew you were keeping something from me. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
A man like you.
I think she's married. Yeah, and I'm old enough to be her dad.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, I think I would have been a very young father.
Yeah, this is my tutor, Reid.
I could tutor.
He's my lyricist. Second word of the day, menagerie. Menagerie.
Menagerie.
Dun, da, da, da.
And this is a collection. This is a collection with a variety of samples. Like was not. I think I got it. Was not, say, Noah's Ark. Did it not have a menagerie of animals?
3 out of 4, Reid.
3 out of 4.
It's going to bless the Oilers power play tonight.
The actual definition menagerie refers to a collection of animals kept especially to be shown to the public, as well as a place where such animals are kept.
Oh, so a menagerie is specifically animals.
Well as a place where such animals are kept. So Noah's Ark was a perfect reference. Like literally.
Well, thank you.
A perfect reference.
I think if there's going to be anybody...
Reid, it was a perfect reference.
I think if there's going to be anybody with biblical references that are spot on this station, it would be me.
Of course.
As you know from my Bible trivia and that video game, Exodus, I played.
Yeah.
That is a real game. It's actually very good. You play as Moses trying to navigate...
Have you gotten to a part in that game where you have to part the sea?
No, I don't know if that comes.
It's got to be coming up.
Well, I haven't played it recently.
That's got to be the end of the game, right?
It is a bit of a tedious game, though. It is
not
interesting.
No, I guess
not
it wouldn't
necessarily
be.
where it all ended for Moses. Be at the sea, but close enough.
Close enough.
It's not lore accurate.
Enjoy the Blue Jays. Enjoy the Oilers game. In 35 minutes, Tom is on the stream with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. On behalf of Zach Kubish and Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Have a pleasant evening.